So I'm sitting here for the last 10 minutes because it was such a scramble to get this all together that I'm like, oh, I'm the only one here for the last 10 minutes. And just as the credits were rolling, everybody came in. So I'm thankful I'm not talking to the audience by myself because that's just that's scary all the time.
Hello there.
Hello. How's everybody?
I'm gonna imitate COVID Scoot.
Yeah, give us a come on, Scoot. Give us your best quarantine guy look. Come on, do it.
No, too wide-eyed. Your eyes gotta look cashed.
There it is.
There you go, attaboy. Yes. Very good.
Mustache.
Vote for Pedro.
No,
he looks like Pedro and Napoleon Dynamite.
No Artie tonight. No Artie tonight because he had things to do. He might come in maybe. I don't know what's going on. But we were supposed to pod. What's today? Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. We were supposed to pod Monday or Sunday, and then we moved it to Monday, and then we moved it yesterday, and then no one could do it yesterday, so we moved it to today. And look, Mike Nagin has headphones and a background.
Yeah, banner.
Background, yeah. Well,
Wow.
the headphones are courtesy of Johnny Centris right here. Johnny sent them to me as a gift, so thank you, Johnny. Look, just for you.
And you sound fantastic.
I sound amazing, don't
He
I?
sounds great.
Disappointed.
Don't I? I feel like Janet Jackson a little bit, but I love them. For you, Johnny. Thank you for the gift.
My pleasure.
It means a lot.
Hey, man.
It means a lot.
It's a write-off.
It's a business expense. I get it.
As usual, I'm not seeing any comments coming through here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm gonna try and do some stuff
I
here.
see Cliff Stein. Hey, Scoot, the stash looks good.
Yeah. So you guys might have to say some stuff or do some
I can
stuff.
monitor too on my phone.
Yeah.
We have ghost stories, don't we?
Yeah.
Or did we run out of time?
We'll get to that.
Did we run out of time?
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
And I also
Jamie Farr.
up my background for you, Johnny. I figured, try something different.
I appreciate it. So is that a blow up of a Titans cover, or is that a recreation of a Titans cover?
That is a blow up. First of all,
why don't you isolate Nagin's camera there, Francis, so we can see?
That is a big giant blow up of a Titans cover. I don't know how well you can see it. It's
you're solo right now, so yeah, we can see it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Judas contract. So
nice.
What had happened is that used to be when Georgia Perez was doing some appearances for DC back in the early 2000s, I think, and they were promoting the new trade of this. They blew this up and they had it behind George when he was doing signings. And then when the DC offices closed down a few years, I have a bunch of friends over at DC. They were going to throw it out. They weren't going to take it with them in the move. They were like, "Oh, we're getting rid of this." I was like, "No. I'll take that. I'm a big Titans guy. I'm a big Perez guy. My buddy had a big truck. I didn't have a truck at the time. My buddy had a truck, and we went down there and we got it.
Sorry.
That's cool.
So basically, the moral that I got from that story is you stole that from George Perez.
No, I stole it from DC. Actually, no, I garbage picked it from DC because they were going to throw it away.
I'm sure everybody used
it's here for a reason, and I'm wearing this for a reason. Does anyone know what that reason is?
Because you feel bad about stealing that from George Perez?
No. This week, August 14th to be the exact, is the 40th anniversary of New Teen Titans #1, right there.
Oh, yeah.
40th anniversary. And what makes that even more important to me is New Teen Titans #1. I bought it off the stands. It was the first comic I ever bought and decided to keep forever. Prior to that, I used to roll them up and put them in my back pocket or throw them out or throw them in a drawer. This New Teen Titans is what set me on my path to be in the comic book industry in some way, shape, or form. I wouldn't be speaking to you guys today. We would not be partners in a comic book store today. All of these, I wouldn't be working for Read Pop today if it wasn't for that one book that came out August 14th.
What would you have been doing if you weren't in the comic book business?
Pornography.
Ooh.
Good answer.
Well, I my main career for a very long time was IT. It was IT. I had done computers for a very long time. I was actually IT. I had done it.
I did that for swankyboobs.com. I did IT for many years.
I did. Yes. My handle was BigButt69. I did IT for a very long time, but I always had some kind of little hand in the comic industry that just grew and grew and grew and grew until eventually I gave up that IT career.
Get your hand out of my comic book industry.
And here I am today. So
that's a good story.
Yeah,
that's a very good story.
I like that story.
Thanks.
That's excellent. That reminded me when I was. Go ahead.
We're
I'm sorry, my sound was off. Can you tell the whole story again? I'm sorry.
Watch it back later.
Seriously, Mike, you sound like you're ready to cut an album.
Before we go any further, if anybody can read I can't read any comments. They're not coming up on my screen. So there is no audience participation. It's just going to be us, unless one of you guys read.
I got my phone. Wayne says, "Oh yeah, dudes. Mike, no vampire killing lights tonight." Steve Simpson says, "Well, hello," and says, "Mike, you sound amazing." Wayne says, "We want ghost stories."
Yep,
and that's
I know.
Later. No.
Every now and then, I will raise my hand and give comments.
Steven Simpson
at least from
says,
Facebook.
"Long Dong Nagin."
Oh,
Someone else can monitor YouTube if you'd like.
Wayne says, "Vampire killing porn, Mike's future career." That's true. True story.
Doesn't Franco have Titans news too this week? Says Jeff Stein, our good buddy.
Oh, yeah. I do. That's right. Oh yeah. I do actually. I did a couple of pages in the new Teen Titans Go Camping book. Apparently, I thought I was doing an interview along with because the story is the Titans go camping, and then at the end of each chapter, they have one of the parademons write a letter home, and they hired all these different artists to write the letter or to draw those couple of pages. So they have people like Jamal Eigel, Eric Owens. They got a whole bunch of people, and I was one of them. And they asked me if I would do mine all in crayons, and that's kind of hard to do when you scan the pages, because I thought, I'll simulate that doing it digitally. But apparently, no, they wanted it in crayons. I actually have physical pages that I did. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. If we can work around that, we'll work. And then they asked me to do an interview, and I thought they were interviewing everybody. And apparently mine was the only interview they put up, along with the pages. My pages are up online with with my interview, and nobody else was interviewed. So
crazy.
There.
That's cool, though. That's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, look, I got one comment in. I don't know how this got in.
Yeah. Where are you reading? Oh, you're reading them from obviously the comments at StreamYard, aren't you?
Yeah, this is the only one that came in. Yeah.
It's so weird, Gina, because
so weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. I told you before we were rolling, I had technical difficulties for the last 2 days while I was doing Word Balloon Lives, and I felt really bad, and I had to switch to my iPhone camera, and it's like, yeah, so anyway, yeah, great. By the way, want to see what my teeth look? You really don't. Trust me. You really,
do it again. Show me again.
Hey, good. Okay, listen, I'm sorry. I'm moving the camera around. I hope that's okay.
I'm sure all the comments were, he's got good hair. He's got good hair.
No, that. But also, Wade was like a total pro during it. And just, we lost John for a second. That's okay. I'm going to show you my office. And he started showing apparently art because I asked Canadian Yoko Chips right to the rescue. Part of the Geek Squad is like, have you checked your internet drivers lately? Maybe you got to what's the? I'm like, no, he's awesome.
Maybe
I'm
it's
like,
the Johnson rod. Check the Johnson rod. Maybe it's the Johnson.
And I'm like, how did Wade handle? He's like, he was great. He was showing us around. He picked up the camera and was like giving us a tour of his house, like in the room and everything. So yeah, it was good.
Johnny, I gotta say, I have a new respect for you because I had to produce some panels this past week for our upcoming Read Pop event, Metaverse, this coming weekend.
Hey, Mike, can you explain to us exactly what a metaverse is?
A metaverse is this ectoplasmic virtual space that encompasses all the width and breadth of pop culture.
Nice. Okay. I don't
buy
it.
Did you record panels? Did you have to?
So we recorded some panels, but what the challenge was that there was the windows are not like StreamYard windows. We were using a different application. So a lot of the people, as they're talking, are kind of like, they're like, okay, yeah, no, this is the story that I'm telling. And, it's like,
yep.
I'm like, no, come on, you got to move down. Oh, no. Okay. And then they're telling this story and they're just all over the place. And because the window's a lot smaller than this.
You're so demanding, Mike. Jeez, I don't understand how you could.
Apparently, the only comments we're getting are from Jeff Stein. He's the only one that's able to get through.
I've got I Like Pink up, and Kevin Bixby says that's awesome, Franco.
Oh, thank you.
Steve Simpson says John ticked himself off. Ha ha. Wayne says watching me move around the camera, I feel motion sickness. So we'll be on a little bit of a delay, but I can read comments from I Like Pink. Oh, there you go.
Oh, we got somebody else now. 2 people can get through. That's awesome. Art the Midnight Rider.
And Benjamin Anthony asks, what does, as you said, it's the breath of pop culture. He asks, what does the breath smell like? I'm guessing onion rings.
Yeah. Isn't that a thing with the width and breath?
But he left the D out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it smells like the inside of your mask. That's what I'm gonna say.
It smells like Teen Spirit.
Smells like your mama. Wow.
Mash.
Can you roll the window back up?
Stamp? Hold on.
Like Old Miss and Ben Gay?
Hold on.
Roll up the windows. You're letting the stank out. Go ahead.
Now it's time to mention another online panel convention that's happening this weekend. That's a little thing called Mainframe Comic-Con, which is also running this weekend, including a preview night where I will be moderating panels with Kelly Sue DeConnick and Matt Fraction, and then one with Brian Bendis, David Mack, Mike Goming, and Taki Soma. I'm just going to give you the highlights of my panels because, hey, it's all about me.
Well, you own the show, don't you?
You're doing a Superman panel that I'm really excited for.
Literally, that's what I was going to say next. 50 years of Superman writers. Elliot Magan from the 70s and 80s. Paul Kupperberg from the 70s and 80s. Jerry Ordway, 80s, 90s into the early 2000s. And Dan Jurgens, 2000. Well, really, again, from the 80s to the 2000s, all by himself.
Excuse me. I wrote a Superman book.
That's great. But yeah, we had
doesn't count because I wasn't in it.
I'm teasing.
It's great.
I'm teasing. No, but also another big highlight that I'm excited about. Yeah, no kidding. That comment, but no, on Saturday at 5:30 Eastern. I reached out to my dear friend and a good friend of many people on this pod right now, Susan Eisenberg, the animated Amazon herself, Wonder Woman.
Ooh, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm like, can you get like 1 or 2 other people? She's like, 1 or 2, I'm going to get everybody. And I'm like, okay. And at first I got everybody but Kevin. And Andrea Romano is going to direct a table read of a scene. I'm like,
that's awesome.
That's amazing. And then last week she's like, Kevin is in, and so is Clancy Brown. So we got the whole, and Carl Lumley. So we got everybody.
Oh, last time you talked to me, you had Clancy, but you didn't have Kevin. Now you got everybody?
Yeah,
holy
and
crap.
As I told you, I told Chuck, I told my buddy Chuck, and it's like, yeah, Susan really went to town, and I'm like, she got everybody except for Kevin Conroy, Batman. He's like, well, where's Kevin Conroy? I'm like, hey, way to pull up the negative there, Chuck. Chucky. I'm like, we got 8th grade people. How come you didn't get 9? Shut up!
Chuck, is that Chuck Lindsay?
Chuck Lindsay also, yes. Chuckload of Comics are one of our mods and co-sponsors, and Chad from Comic Core. But we also have like a lot of mods from Collider Video that are going to be doing panels. Howard Chaykin, Dan Jurgens has a solo, Donnie Cates, Tom King, Tom Taylor, Al Ewing. Sorry, I keep naming writers mostly. Ariel Olivetti, I know, is going to be there. Paulo Rivera is going to be there. Trevor Hairsane is going to have a co-panel with Tom Taylor and Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez are going to do an old guard panel, comic and the movie. We're really excited. And a cast from Nosferatu, good chunk of the Walking Dead cast led by Dan Fogler, going to be doing a panel. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it.
That's really good stuff, Johnny.
Yeah, you guys should have innovative content and have like the cast of Nosferatu fight the cast of The Walking Dead just to mix it up.
Good idea.
Yeah,
I like that. That's
that
like
would be in the metaverse.
That would be a bad. I wonder what that breath smells like. I'm guessing a lot of garlic.
Or earthworms. With
earthworms are easy. No, that's the Gina Davis movie.
Maybe a coppery taste.
Gina. Yeah.
Faster, Gina. Faster. Also,
a Justice League cast read do their script, but read as Avengers characters. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Thanks for not being in the planning.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Can we talk about the big news, the big pop culture news of the week? Because I'm so excited. They're redoing.
I thought the sad news.
No, they're redoing. They're rebooting. Who's the Boss?
Mona They're not
Mona.
rebooting. They're not rebooting. It's like a Fuller House thing. It's a new thing.
Yeah, it's like a sequel.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't care what
people.
it's coming back.
So
Come back.
wait, so is like Allison gonna be? Isn't it? Or no, Alyssa? Is she gonna be? Like
Alyssa Milano. I think Alyssa Milano and Tony Danza are the only two confirmed.
Alyssa Milano, she currently has COVID or is getting over COVID
For
stuff,
real?
and she's losing her hair, so she's gonna be bald when they come back. But Tony Danza's in it, and
well, Mona is dead, so
she's gonna be. They're gonna keep her in the hall closet, but she'll be there.
Go prop her up.
like when
There's a skeleton
the
in
Monty
closet.
when the Monty Python cast had the urn with Graham Chapman's ashes in it, supposedly on stage with them, so
But-
he'd be there. And then
I
someone
think
kicked
all
it
the
over.
comments are coming in, but late. But they're all coming in now. Okay.
But in a
I had
strange,
that happen.
twist, who's the boss? The main character is going to be called John. not Tony.
I don't know if Tony can handle that.
Wow,
His brain
that
can't. No,
joke
it's got to be
landed
Tony.
like a lead balloon.
we need
It's like
to wait,
episodes of The Simpsons.
That
Thank
makes sense,
Mr.
but there you go.
Thompson. And
We need-
Homer
we need
doesn't
to-
reply.
we need to edit that. I'm sorry.
Exactly, and we can't. But there we go.
Wow.
Maybe it was a mistake to get him a microphone that worked. Maybe.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
a mistake.
I'm
There you
putting
go.
all the
Yeah, these
comments
are all-
up, even though they came
I was
in
going to say
too
these
late.
are all comments I already read, but thanks for playing.
Yeah. I'm still putting them up. I don't care what you say, Johnny.
No, I understand. It was great too because I spoke to Mark Waid for like an hour, and hey man, he was a champ because obviously I'm like, all right, elephant in the room. What do you think of the DC stuff? And sadly, everybody getting let go. And he talked about that, and then like literally like 40 minutes later, does Mark have any opinions on what happened at DC? And it's like, and believe me. Angry Yoko Chips is like 2 seconds away from going, we already talked about that, and I'm like, okay, well, we already spoke about that, so make sure you rewind. And honestly, I mean, I believe me, my check in my brain is like, relax.
I like that Johnny does his regular PBS word balloon news hour, but then comes here and tells you all about behind the scenes crap that
anger.
What he
takes
was,
out all
what
his
he was
anger
really
on-
thinking.
He takes all his anger out on us.
It's true.
Not us. He took it only out on me twice this week, but you every time you're on because look at your background.
No, but he's
today.
good now. Look at that. He looks good.
No,
There's
no. Look at the other half. The Titans half.
Boy,
is
oh,
coming.
boy.
Look at the
I
other
can't.
half.
I'm fixated on Starfire. I'm
the
sorry.
other half is all because I'm rearranging my room, so there's all just statues piled on a shelf, like in
It's all right.
disarray. But Franco, what do you see all the way in the back? Look all the way in the back.
I
behind
believe
you.
if I look really carefully, I see your mom.
Your mom? No,
Single him out again so we can see. There you go.
Look. Right there, it's the
Fuck.
lamp that you and Mark bought me.
Oh,
See?
I signed that lamp.
That lamp is signed by you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. that is Spock. That is Michelle Pfeiffer's butt, and that is Aquaman and Mira. But you see how they're all in disarray because again,
Yeah.
Mira. Boy, Tony
Yeah.
Danza would have been a good Aquaman. Mira.
I'm the
Black
king of this. baby.
Manta.
You know who would have been Mira's father was the Captain Stubing. So,
Hi, Mira. Welcome to Atlantis. We're underwater. I don't know if you can tell. I would love to see Gavin McLeod in a new cut of Aquaman or an Aquaman 2. Hi, I'm the Ocean Master's Uncle Ray. Manta Ray. Hello. Go Farrer. We're underwater, Go Farrer.
Go Farrer.
I love
Go
that.
Farrer.
Oh
I'm
man,
sorry.
are we Skulk, any show and tell? I'm ready with my show and tell if whenever you are.
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I received a gift in the mail.
Oh, you did.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is from my friend Daryl, who's provided me with some interesting gifts in the past.
What about his
This
other brother,
time-
Daryl?
Yeah, and his other brother, Daryl.
This is from all three of them. I don't know. Do you
Oh.
guys remember Muscle
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember them.
I
Men?
don't
These
Yeah.
are. It's like a reboot of Muscle Men, but
Is that
with-
Ric Flair?
I believe so.
Woo!
There are more. It's the entire collection. There's like
Wow.
12 of these guys.
No,
They
there
look
was like
naked.
100 of those guys.
Yeah, these are specifically
those are new.
WWE guys.
Yeah, because
And
I
they're-
could tell they don't have the F on the logo. So
Is that
it's new.
Andre?
That's Andre in the middle. Yeah.
Nice.
Let's get the other guys in here.
Jake the Snake.
Junkyard
Except the
Dog.
Iron Sheik guy on the left.
I believe you're correct.
Again, all right. And why, if that is the junkyard dog, why are they all the same peachy flesh color? I'm very confused.
Wow. Wow.
No, be accurate. What are you talking about? Wow.
Wow.
And it looks like they're not wearing pants. So all the bulges look very appropriate, but for the wrong things. That's not a belt.
That's not belt.
Gigantic Jeff asked how the Mark Waid interview went. Honestly, it went great. He was a champ. He was fantastic.
Did he talk about the DC stuff?
Of course. Thank you. Oh. Why don't you rewind it and find out? You son of a. No, it was great. And honestly, I felt that. I guess he's in the middle of and Mike, you probably already know this, both Mikes, but I guess he's in the middle of a story with Neil Adams, and I didn't realize. Do you realize? And Brevoort popped in for a couple comments, which was great. But I mostly focused on the Invisible Woman. Hi, Sue. I can't tell if you're here or not. Can you breathe for me?
Where are you, Sue?
And then Doctor Strange, the surgeon,
go up holding a mirror everywhere to see if she's breathing.
Exactly, a little fog.
Who would dance? No, but
did anyone read that story? It was fantastic. It was it's beautifully drawn. I forget right now who drew it, but it's a spy story, and of course, like the Sue Storm would be an amazing secret agent because she can turn invisible. Hello, it was great. That's what I heard. Truth in advertising. I don't know what that is.
Angela.
Oh, Angela Lair.
Guys, who would he be? If Danza was a superhero, would he be Marvel or DC? Who?
He'd be Wildcat because he was a boxer. He'd make a good Wildcat, actually.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, go back and watch Taxi when it was like right after his boxing career. Tony Danza was a tough dude, man. He was a tough middleweight. Wasn't that talented as far as winning fights, but took it seriously and got in shape.
He obviously took a lot of blows to the head.
Mahunkel.
Who would be the Mahunkel?
No, he would be Mahunkel.
I'm the Red Tornado. I wear a soup pot on my head.
He has 2 albums out now of him singing. The first one is called "The House I Live In," and I might own it.
You might.
I can't confirm either way, but it's entertaining. He sings "God Bless America" on there, and of course it's in his voice, so it's "God Bless America." He does like a little in his voice.
So you got him. You got Joe Piscopo going into music. You got Robert Davi going into music. The only one I'll cut slack to, was Danny Aiello, because he used to sing in the 70s before his acting really took off. And he sang in the same club that Barry Manilow and Bette Midler used to work at in New York. So.
I actually saw Danny Aiello sing, and he was really, really good.
There you go. Yeah.
I believe he sang in that film Hudson Hawk.
Yes, the duet, "Swing on a Star."
That's how they time their timing for
the caper.
The caper. Yeah,
that's awesome. Joe, actually, bad movie. I love that scene. That scene is charming.
I like that movie. It bombed big time, but I like that movie.
Big time.
Joe Pesci.
It's like the. What about Joe Pesci?
Oh, he has an album or 2 out there too.
Does he really?
Oh yeah, one of them that has Christmas songs on it.
Let me ask you something. You better watch out. The Santa Claus is coming to town.
Are you talking to me? Because I'll kill you.
How many times I got to tell you? Too many more. I was watching Raging Bull the other night. I love that movie. And all those stupid conversations. Same with Casino between De Niro and Pesci. The best is the one in Casino, and they're on the street sitting on a park bench, and a guy walks into the scene, and Pesci rolls with it. It's like, hey, look at this guy. Where's he going? Who's this guy? And the guy walks out the screen, so they stopped talking about whatever mob deal they were discussing and everything. I love The Irishman, by the way, still. Has anyone not seen The Irishman that's on this call? Shocking. Amazing.
I'm sorry, I don't have
like 4.5 hours long.
But we've all seen Cats. We've seen the movie Cats, all of us.
Interestingly enough, I have actually. No, I haven't yet.
You know what I watched last night, strangely enough, and Skokie, you'll appreciate. I was on YouTube looking at something else, and for whatever reason, you know how it has the suggested videos?
Mm-hmm.
The last 15 minutes of the MASH finale.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, Oh, I gotta watch that. It was literally like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was just about to go to bed, and I saw that and I was like, and I watched it, and
The
You
last
cried?
episode.
yeah, of course. And it got me a little teary-eyed the last 15 minutes,
Where
when
BJ sets up the stones to say goodbye.
Said goodbye, and the
Oh,
goodbye.
I was going to watch that next week.
42-year-old spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
38-year-old spoiler.
No, I'm rewatching them all. So,
And Klinger says, as he's saying goodbye, he says, and Yoko Chips wanted to say hello to all the guys.
At the
To all the
407.
All the guys. We
By the
got
mic and the
Klinger,
other mic. Yes.
of course, Yoko Chips.
And Scoot, I got Pacos here. I got a picture of Pacos.
Yeah.
Holds that picture.
Do you remember the second to last episode? More match spoilers from 38 years
oh,
ago.
come on, man.
They make the time capsule that they're going to leave behind in Korea, and Klinger puts one of his dresses in there.
Yes.
I'm no longer a transvestite. I am embracing my heterosexuality. Not that there's anything wrong with it in subsequent decades, but it was a complication of its time.
Well, he gets married in the last episode to Sue Lee or whatever her name was.
To Star Trek fans, by also Brian's wife from Deep Space Nine,
Correct.
Keiko O'Brien.
Wait a second.
Two-time it.
Are you trying to say
first
that-
Lorraine?
I'm
First Lorraine.
saying that her
two-timer.
marriage is so
Klinger
traumatizing.
Klinger and Colmini are both. Oh wow.
Same,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Small
Doctor,
world.
I've been left behind twice. First by my wife Lorraine during the Korean War, and then in the 24th century, my wife Keiko found herself companioned with an Irish gentleman who fixed spaceships for a living.
Her marriage was so traumatizing that she left Earth.
She put herself in suspended animation and woke up 500 years later.
Very Buck Rogers.
A shirt arrived in the mail today with you and Artie on it. Where should? The shirt from Artie's shop. Yeah, you should wear it now. Here, send us a picture.
Wear it on your body.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that as well.
Good advice, Coke.
Yes.
Yeah, no, now it's like when Gilbert Gottfried figured out how to do 90-year-old Groucho. Now Skunk and I are going to be doing 80-year-old Jamie Farr.
We cracked 80-year-old Jamie Farr. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
we got Hawkman and Plastic Man and
the Flash, like Flash.
And he should have been on the Enterprise. Figure.
Incidentally, hey, Captain Sir, I hope you don't mind. I know we got a problem with the Klingons, but I put on Lieutenant Uhura's miniskirt. Is that a problem? Klinger, do me a favor, get off the bridge. Incidentally, Worf and Deanna Troy are doing the nasty behind Riker's back.
I would totally watch that show.
That's awesome. We should put Jamie Farr in Next Generation.
We should get another cameo and ask him.
Were you a Star Trek fan? If you were, how would Klinger? Well, you got the biggest Star Trek fan ever. I've met several of the cast members. There's a picture of me and Leonard Nimoy from 1960.
We gotta write a sample script. Hey, Mr. Farr, could you read this please as your cameo?
You have 2 minutes to read it.
And then we can dub in the other voices of Kirk and Spock. Like we could do those voices, but he could do his own.
Oh my god.
Well, that's why I love his MeTV promos where they cut him into other shows, and it's Klinger on the Army phone on the MASH phone. And, it's like, hey, Lieutenant Columbo, I don't know, but I think we got a murder out here. I'll be right out there. No problem. Or he's talking to Andy. Oh, hey, Andy, I hope everything's fine in Mayberry. Oh, they're so good. And it's, 80-year-old Jamie Farr.
Speaking of Hudson Hawk, right? You remember we were talking about that. Look what my son just brought down to me.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
The Return of Bruno. Is that the second one?
It's the first album.
What's under the name Bruno?
No,
I thought, is that look like there was a
Bruno
Roman
was the first album.
Right.
He's Bruno.
There's two Bruce Willis albums?
That's
why it looked like there was a Roman numeral under the album.
Oh God.
You're a Roman numeral. No, there's
Thank
no
you.
Roman numeral.
Okay. I don't know.
My son
what
brought
was
that down.
Tony
Special shout
Danza?
out to my son. Hey.
Hey, Nick.
Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick.
What was Tony Danza's second album? Skoke? Was it My Name Is Tony?
It should be. It just came out. I believe it just came out last year. There was
Ironically, I do the music from Tony and Tina's wedding.
it's all Italian songs.
Italian.
Italian
It's
songs.
amore.
Did some more.
Cialaluna.
Mambo Italiano.
Of course.
Summer Wind.
Does he do Summer Wind?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Great Frank song.
There was a big gap in there, like from 2002 to 2019. He didn't record anything. So this
Too
is
busy. I can't record another album.
He was supposed to be in a show with this comedian Sebastian Maniscalco. He was supposed to play his dad. And
That's perfect. Yes, yeah.
I mean, I would have watched that, but they did the pilot and it didn't get picked up. So
Well, little
Skunk
known
knows
fact.
he's a go ahead.
I was going to say, little known fact is that that much like independent publishing, he published that first album himself, and he kept all of them in his garage, and he just finished selling off the last copy. So now he
That's
recorded
awesome.
the second one. You can edit that out.
Regarding exactly
That was as good as my last
we're
joke.
keeping that in.
Sebastian Manicati, or however you say his name. I don't know how to say his last name.
You say Menago.
But
That's kinda
exactly,
racist, Johnny.
he no, not really. He's yeah. I mean, fine. I'm sorry. I feel Greeks and Italians were like in the same, just a skip across the water, and it's the other guy's country. But anyway, Sebastian Mafangul is thank you. That's for all my Italian friends. It's really interesting because he's a really popular Chicago stand-up, and it's really broken big, at least nationally. I don't know about internationally, but I got to be honest. I'm not I don't like him. He had too much attitude and not enough funny. I got a baby bump. I mean, he just kind of does, right? Have you tried to do it?
I haven't tried yet, but I know what you mean. But I like him. I think he's really funny. I really
A lot of
like
people love him.
I do, and he's from Arlington Heights, which is a northern suburb of Chicago.
Yeah,
and also where I went to high school.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool. It's good. It's like if a comic from Rossford suddenly hit the big time.
Right. Yeah, he was. I saw him at Zany's. That was the one time I saw him in person, and then like last year he was at the United Center. So
no, he's blowing up. He is blowing up. He did a Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Seinfeld. So
he did two of them.
Oh, I didn't know he did a second one. That's amazing.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of that show lately. That's
a great show. I wanted to do Comedians in Cars Social Distancing and have a picture of cars like in a parking lot with at least one space between, and then you got the motor running, and and you hear, so what do you think? I mean, you could barely hear them and stuff like that. So, but I've been too busy to actually make that happen.
There's still time.
Exactly. Yeah. Sadly, you are correct. Yeah. So
it's still warm out too.
To go back to Star Trek, anyone see first episode of Lower Decks?
That's funny. I was about to promote the fact that we are rewatching or reviewing Lower Decks. Franco and I and Mitch from Terrificon.
Where you been, Mike?
Every Thursday. No. That's a good question. If anything,
it's online. You could go back and watch it.
Wow.
Franco's
getting pissed now.
Exactly.
I was
wow.
just pretending
you heard him.
I was just pretending I was. Wow.
Angry Franco chips.
Wow.
I never made him leave. I was much more vicious.
I was going to pretend I was Johnny there for a second, but he took me seriously, and now he's gone.
No.
Yes, he's gone. He's gone. I don't know.
All right, we'll see if he texts any of us. That's hilarious. Maybe he's having. I think he's fucking around, but pardon me. But
Whoa.
Sorry.
He's buffing around. That's fine.
I listened to your review. I've not seen the Star Trek show. Lower Decks.
That's why we didn't invite you for that, Skok. Exactly. It's like
right.
I don't have it, but I'd be happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
There he is. There he is.
Talk about getting pissed and leaving. Wow.
I lost the interweb or something. I don't know.
It was interesting timing.
Yeah.
So no, I took it as a nice thing, Mike. That you were if either you knew about it and you were teasing for us, or you honestly didn't know that we were doing
I honestly did not know.
You're busy.
I am. I was just curious why I didn't get an invite to said conversation, but that's okay.
Because you're too busy. Honestly, we're going to do them. I'm surprised that Mitch has been able to make time. Sorry, man. It was a 3-man crew doing Picard. It's going to be a 3-man crew doing. We could have a special guest if you're available. And in fact, I will invite you if you'd like to come in on episode 2. We are recording tomorrow or actually we'll be live streaming.
Like around 5 or so, right?
Yeah, 5 or 5:30 Eastern time.
Because apparently we got word that Mitch is alive. He did not die on the away mission, as he did last episode.
Well, the big storm that knocked out most of the East Coast.
Yeah, that was bad.
He and Jerry Ordway had no power. I know that, and for days. I know Scott Snyder was kind of screwed during that time.
Jerry Ordway always has the power.
This is true.
Power of Shazam.
That's true. Very true. But that won't keep your food frozen. The power of Shazam.
The power of Mr. Freeze would, though.
That's true.
Thank you, Scoop.
We had Eli Wallach, we had Otto Preminger, and George Sanders playing Mr. Freeze. I think Werner Herzog, the dead of winter is now upon us.
Give me the baby. Yeah.
Exactly. The frost depresses me. It makes me think of my dead wife. I hope I'm not bumming you out, Batman. I'd like to see Werner Herzog play Mr. Freeze.
Is it Batman or are you a Mandalorian?
Perhaps you'll meet me in Reykjavik in the dead of cold, where I'm quite comfortable.
Should it be him or Christoph Waltz? Because he's pretty good too.
Yeah, but I don't know. Werner Herzog's voice screams winter to me. Christoph Waltz is just international. But then again, George Sanders. I mean, so Mr. Freeze was international. Yeah. And Otto Preminger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking to me? De Niro is fearless leader from that terrible Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
I'll tell you which one I like better than the animated one. The one with Dave Thomas and Sally Kellerman as live-action Boris and Natasha.
Oh,
from the 90s.
Yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
It was okay for what it was. Booties.
I don't know what it was, though.
Good stuff.
Guys, I've been watching a lot of Wolfman films.
Marv Wolfman or Wolfman film?
Wolfman.
Oh, hi, Art.
Exactly. I can't stay out during the full moon, Art. I hope you don't mind. Oh, don't point that gun with silver bullets at me, Art.
I'm surrounded by teens that are tight,
Wolfman.
but I'm hairy.
Hey!
I told you when I asked him the first time I had him on my podcast, I'm like, wasn't it inevitable that Marv Wolfman would write Werewolf by Night? And he's like, no. All right, thanks a lot, man. Okay. I know it's going to be a rough interview. He's mellowed out. Now he's nice when he sees me.
Jamie Farr would be a good Wolfman.
He would. All that hair.
Incidentally.
He doesn't need any makeup.
Claude Rains is my father.
They use his arm for the close-up scenes.
Yeah. When the moon rises, and the sign of the pentagram. I didn't watch the original. I just watched the 3 others that Lon Chaney Jr. was in: Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, and then House of Dracula.
Well done, attaboy.
Yes. And when they meet Abbott and Costello.
Costello.
Oh yeah, that I haven't seen that yet.
See, that's what I mean when I've said in the past that Negan looks like Luke Costello. He can do it. He can cosplay Luke. Come on, and I'll be Bud Abbott.
No one even know who I was, but yeah, I could do it.
Sadly,
I look like him if you smack him while he's on camera.
Hey, we gotta help Mr. Talbot out.
The thing I like, my favorite part about these, in all of these movies, all the 3 that I've seen, there's always a part where the Wolfman does something dumb. Like he tries to escape from somewhere, and he makes a minimal effort, and then just gives up and rolls around on the floor.
You know what I want to know is how come there's no scene in none of these werewolf movies? Is there any scene of him pooping? That's what I want to see.
Oh,
crouching. Ew. Hey, what's Wolfman doing over there? Ew. Never mind. You know what I love about the first movie?
Hey, did you bring a plastic bag? You gonna clean that up?
wolf feces. Yeah.
He in the first movie, his name is Lawrence Talbot, and he comes from like British aristocracy, and Claude Rains from Casablanca is his father. Yes, my son Lawrence. Hello, Lawrence. How are you? Hi, Father. How are you? I'm Larry, and yeah, clearly I'm British. And it's like, yeah, maybe not. I love Lon Chaney was awesome because he became a big boozer at the end of his career, and famously, well, you know, he played Frankenstein in the Ghost of Frankenstein. He played the monster in that. But on television, early television, they had a daily TV show, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was on NBC, and this was in the 50s, and it was in color because RCA developed the first color TV cameras, and they were trying to sell, you know, color televisions as early as the 50s. So they had a couple shows that were even in the 50s shot in color. And this one anthology show that ran in the afternoons, they did a version of Frankenstein, and Lon Chaney played the monster. And again, this is live. They did it live television, and apparently for the dress rehearsal, they had a laboratory set up, and there was going to be a scene where Chaney gets off the table and just starts smashing everything. And they go, "Okay, Lon, listen, we can't have you trash the set during rehearsal. We're going to use the same set tomorrow. So just kind of mime what you're going to do." So literally, well, I'll growl, I'll go like this, I'll go like that, I'll go like this and that, and everything will be good. Okay, fine. So then the next day he got drunk before the show, and he's on the table, and he fell asleep, and he's supposed to get up and start going nuts, and they're like, Lon, and he's like, I'll go like this, I'll go like that, that'll be it. And he did. He didn't touch anything.
Wait, where is it? What show is this? I gotta find this.
I think it was called Family Theater. It was live. There is not film. Oh. This is an anecdote from technicians who were there and saw it. I go like this. I go like that. And it's just stupid drunk Lon Chaney Jr. God bless him. So that's the beauty of live TV, everybody. You know, when I did live TV, they had to tape back my arm hair because they kept blocking the camera from other people's close-ups.
My favorite clip of Jamie Farr's, aside from him being on MASH, he was on this show called the Donna Fargo Show. And I still don't know who Donna Fargo is.
Oh,
but
she's the host of the show.
I do know. Canadian entertainer. Variety show.
Okay.
Continue.
All right. And there was another guy. His name was Tom Biner. I think he's the brother of John Biner.
Okay.
He was also on the show. But they did like a 50s theme, like a song medley. And one of the songs was Blue Moon. And Jamie comes out, and he's got a leather jacket on, and he's, trying to be the tough guy, and he's singing Blue Moon. But it's all lip sync. So he's like lip syncing, and at one point he starts blowing kisses to the audience, but his voice is still singing, but he's blowing kisses at the same time as he's singing Blue Moon.
That's awesome.
Excellent. It's great.
Well,
I'll have to post the clip, and I Like Pink.
Please do. I remember. I think you sent me that clip, but yeah, I looked her up. Donna Fargo, Canadian singer that they gave a variety show to. With our special guest from the lower 48, Jamie Farr. That's a big deal.
Ish.
Otherwise, you get Peter Aykroyd, Dan Aykroyd's brother, or Don Biner, John Biner's brother. So there you go.
There you go.
I don't know what this means, but okay.
Did you watch the first episode of Lower Decks, Megan?
I did.
And what'd you think?
It was watchable and it was enjoyable. I didn't think it was hysterical.
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
I give it a 7.
See?
I gave it a 6.
Yeah. It was okay.
I gave it a 6 because, well, it was okay.
I gave it more.
But it is by one of the top Rick and Morty writers. And I don't know, man, we've had 40 plus years of funny Star Trek parody. And all I got was a lot of loud and people talking over each other and fist bumps and high fives. And I'm like, yeah, that's not that funny. And a lot of the scenes that were like the Batless scene was funny, but it's like, let me, like they said like 25 things where like 10 would have sufficed.
Right.
I mean, they, again, I get it. Like Sid Caesar used to say, when a joke landed, what did you guys do? Well, we'd start talking faster and louder. And it's like, yeah, but again, where's the funny? Not much funny.
I think it's not necessarily geared for us. I think it's really geared for a younger audience to try
No,
and bring them.
they said swear words, so you're wrong.
Well, and further,
when I mean younger audience, I don't mean children. I mean
newer Star Trek fans,
trying to get them into Discovery, trying to get them into Picard.
Isn't that every Star Trek show?
Yeah, no, wait. If that's the case, why were there a million references to every other Star Trek TV show and film?
Yeah,
I disagree, sir.
You got to you got to try and service everybody. That I felt like it was trying to service everybody. It was trying.
Well, again, Rick and Morty is funny. That Solar Opposite show. God, thank you, Francis. Did you tell me about that show on Hulu? That's funny. It's PG-13, which I understand is a little tougher to be as raw as Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites can be. But no, I think and also I'm definitely going to stay the course. I do think that it looks great. It looks like a next generation show in the best way, and I appreciate that. And pilots sometimes aren't as good as the rest of the series.
Right. Okay.
But all that said, it's like if you're trying to be funny, try harder.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say. It was
good. I was about to delete you from the broadcast again.
Nice.
I believe Art would say something like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna watch that."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Exactly.
Well,
all right, I got my show and tell. Unless somebody else.
Just real quick, the most amazing thing about it is it's short because too many things are 40 to 50 to 60 minutes nowadays. 20 minutes and out, boom.
And they got a lot of story in that 20. I give them credit for that's the thing, man. I think a lot of the design and the framework is good. Really, my biggest problem was this isn't very funny. And the other honest thing is I think it's great to have a diverse cast and another woman be the lead. But I think it was a missed opportunity not having a Latina or Asian lead, both mother and daughter, because I know that's part of the dynamic. But it's like, okay, I guess. But you do already have a very prominent, Michael Burnham that's covering a female black character, if I can make shit up. But and then truly, I'm like, why not have an Asian? Why not have a Latina?
You mentioned other Star Trek parodies that were funny. You know what? One of them that's not funny, the Orville. So there.
Not funny.
By the way, those rumors of the Orville being canceled apparently are highly exaggerated.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, I understand. All right, show and tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, go show.
All right. I continue my obsession with cars that are Matchbox and Hot Wheel size, and I got a bunch of new ones from the Jetsons. Let me do the effect. Oh wait. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Next, I got several iterations of Bat vehicles, but I thank you and good comment. I like that. Sorry, hold on. There we go. So I haven't opened them all, but this is the Bat Cycle from Batman Dark Knight.
Ooh.
So I opened this one specifically because it's that scene where he's inside and riding the Bat Cycle. That was shot at the building where I used to work at, the two radio stations that I worked at in the last 15 years. I thought that was cool. A couple more. Now this is that's the Bluesmobile from Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers.
Ooh.
Now I like it, but honestly, I wish that the white was more white and not beat up white, because I don't think it looks as authentic as it would. I got to rewatch the movie. I think the white looks whiter.
Dirty.
Yeah, maybe. All right, thank you. Good to see Skoke. I like the reaction shots.
Hey.
And then this is Mad Max's car. Here, I should probably do it like that. Yeah, there you go.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Since civilization is falling apart, I think I'll get in my '68 Charger and be an enforcer. I'm Mad Max. I'm Mad Max Klinger. Yeah. I like it.
A little known fact that I, as Klinger, was hired to be the original Furiosa.
Mad Furiosa. This, and I guess I'll have to show the hood to
Smoking the
explain.
Bandit.
Yes, that's the Bandit's Trans Am. Nice.
But we should see what the Bandit has to say about that.
C-3PO.
Oh dear, these vehicles frighten me.
Oh my.
My friends.
He had the mustache. I figured he was the bandit.
And then I got Jackie Gleason's card too. I'm gonna get that son bitch, Junior. I don't know, Daddy.
What's his name in the movie? Buford T. something.
Buford T. Justice.
Daddy, my hat blew off. I wish your goddamn head was in it.
That's right.
All right, I will confess that I have seen Smokey and the Bandit 3 and more than once, and purely for Jackie Gleason and Junior back and forth moments. It's a terrible movie. It's a horrible
like every
movie.
scene in the original Smokey and the Bandit with Jackie Gleason is gold.
And then, and even in this, even the second movie's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But in the third movie, Jerry Reed makes the run for Pat McCormick and Paul Williams, and Burt Reynolds only shows up at the very end of the movie. Originally, it was going to be Smokey becomes the bandit.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I'm going to catch this guy is to think like this guy, so I'm going to become the bandit. And he had the red shirt on, and he had the cowboy hat and the sunglasses. He looked ridiculous. So, and suddenly the producers are like,
"Wait, was Smokey? Smokey is the bandit, right?"
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. That's what it was supposed to be. But instead, so they got Jerry Reed, who I love. When you hot, she got the gold mine, I got the shaft. Great songs. But yeah, it's a horrible movie. Every now and then it pops up on Encore or whatever. So if you really like, if as Artie would say, if you want to bring out the hammer and start smashing toes, it's a good movie to do it to.
Shit.
And I'm done. That's all.
We should do a talking over that movie.
Oh, God, that's a great idea.
I'm in for that. Yeah.
That's a great idea, actually. I don't know if it's online. I did get here. I should unbox. I did get one pack. I got a package today. It's so funny. I thought I was done buying these things, and Scoot was like, "Why don't you get the Ghostbusters van?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, not interested.
Ambulance.
And then but it made me like search around. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. Oh man. Hey, Julie.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, we got a mystery.
We got a mystery machine. So, yeah.
You need
So
the
that's
DeLorean.
awesome.
You need the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I thought about the DeLorean for a few minutes. I don't know, Scoop, because honestly, like I told you, it's more and kind of pushing it with Mad Max and Smokey the Bandit. Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
We don't
Mike
need roads.
Mike, is that Hot Wheels size or is it
No,
bigger?
no, it's bigger.
Okay. See, these are great because
It's 4G, I think, actually. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't.
these are die-cast metal, and that's another reason. Like some aren't.
This is metal too, yeah.
And I love that because I like that they have some weight to them and stuff. But not all of them do. Some of the Hot Wheels are plastic, like the newer ones. Yeah. And Mark Lefevre, and forgive me, Mark, I never know how to properly say your last name, but I know you're a regular watcher. And he sent me this great article about like hard to find collectibles. And no, it wasn't Wayne. No. But I'm like, oh, I appreciate that, but honestly, I'm not interested in rare Hot Wheels. I literally just want the cars of my youth. And yeah, like Scooby Doo and Smokey and the Bandit. I think I was probably 14, so that's kind of cutting it close. And even Mad Max, but
even around that age, I wasn't sure how I felt about Sally Field.
Oh my God, I had no problems knowing how I felt about Sally Field. She's adorable in those movies. And in the end, the movie where Burt Reynolds is trying to kill himself, she's pretty hot in that movie too.
Yes.
Big fan.
One of my favorite Burt Reynolds movies was Stick.
That's so funny. Mike Cronenberg, the great one of the great noir. He's a big
Sharky's Machine.
He's a big stick and Sharky's Machine. Both came up. Decent 80s movies.
Hey, Bunny Eyes, if you push real hard, maybe you'll hit the pool. Dar Robinson does that incredible stunt where he pushes off the balcony into the pool and he gets off all 6 shots before the cord pulls.
Gator's a good movie from the 70s, him and Lauren Hutton.
I remember Gator. Lauren Hutton. They drove an alligator between her teeth, if I'm not mistaken, in that movie.
That's the title of the film, Gator. There's a lot of great 70s. Burt movies.
It's ironic that we're talking about this because all of this in some weird cosmic way fits together for me. Last night I was doing some random eBay searches, and I found my favorite Burt Reynolds movie. My favorite Burt Reynolds movie is Hooper.
Hooper.
I love Hooper.
Stuntman movie.
Stuntman movie, and there is on eBay
Directed by Hal Needham, former stuntman.
Yes. In there is an actual old, I don't know if it was Hot Wheels or Corgi or whoever it was, Hooper's car. Him and Ski, the one they jumped over. Somebody made it, and I saw it on eBay, and I was like, oh my God, I need to own this. But it was like $300, so I wasn't going to do it. Which led me to go to YouTube to watch that big scene at the end of Hooper with the car jump, which is when the link came up for MASH. See, it's all weird how it's all connected.
MASH.
Originally,
all those cars-
Klinger was the original. He was cast as the original car in Hooper.
Oh, I thought he was going to play
Bandit.
Jan Michael Vincent's role, but the car makes more sense.
Jan Michael Vincent was in one of my favorite TV series in Italy called Supercopter.
Blue Thunder.
Airwolf
That was
Airwolf,
Schneider.
pardon me.
Airwolf.
with the genius Ernest Borgnine. I love Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My dad loved Ernest Borgnine, and for some reason, he would call him Petrosino, which in Italian means parsley. And I said, why do you call him parsley? And he didn't know.
Hey!
But you know, this is my dad. This is my dad who doesn't speak English, and he would watch Chuck Norris in Walker Texas Ranger, but as my dad would call it, Walk Tex Range. Yes. It's a true story.
That's like, I swear to God, this is true. And it's a positive thing, so I don't mind saying it. My father, grandfather, and I loved watching boxing. And a lot of times it was a white guy versus a black guy. And right before the first bell would ring, my grandfather would go, black guy is going to win. And my father would go, Dad!
I don't know if there's I think I vaguely remember him driving through a nudist camp, but I can't remember it.
That was what's his name? Don Adams in The Nude Bomb.
Yeah.
That's such a bad movie.
It's such a bad movie.
Wow.
I think
I remember being a kid really excited that the Nude Bomb was coming out, and was very disappointed. I love when Franco makes that face in photobombs. He used to photobomb some convention pictures that I would take and stuff.
Speaking of people who couldn't speak English, my grandfather, like we all worked in restaurants, and my grandfather would take care of the front of the house sometimes, and I never knew why that was a good idea because he just didn't speak English very well, and he came in the back and he said, "I need a chili nails," he would say, "chili nails," and I was like, "What is that?"
Get close.
And he goes, it was chicken noodle soup. Chili nails was
Chili
chicken noodle soup. It was chicken noodle soup. And he would come back and he would say, mix a cocktail. And I'm like,
cocktail?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Apparently, no, it was a shrimp cocktail that he was looking for. Love my grandfather. Yeah, love my grandfather. Love my dad, but they butcher the English language on a daily basis. It's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Hey, I got show and tell.
Yeah, tell me.
Franco, you actually saw this already.
Oh, no, I didn't. You can't blame me for this.
A friend of mine sent this to me.
Is his name Daryl?
His name.
I remember that magazine.
Her name is Casey. Casey found this, and she knows how much of a Superman fan I am, how much a Chris Reeves fan I am.
That's
awesome.
It's a People magazine, and I love the title. Can you guys see it? It says, it's Superman, and it's Chris Reeve in the cape because McQueen was too fat, Stallone too Italian, Redford too expensive, and Eastwood too busy.
There you go.
Wow.
And
People magazine was racist in the 70s because Stallone was too Italian. Nice.
Stallone was too Italian, yeah.
And
Hey, how you doing,
Danza was too good.
Hey,
can he be Tony Kent? Is that possible? Can we make it Tony?
I like pink very much, Lois.
And what's
No, he wouldn't say
interesting-
that. He'd refuse.
So
won't
am
say
I
that.
trying to?
I won't say that.
I love the ads; they're so good.
Clark is a pretty good name.
Imagine
tastes is great.
plus low tar.
Lotar, is that?
Lotar.
Must be a Terratin. Oh, it's a Vantage. I remember when
Vantage.
Vantage came out.
I remember smoking cigarettes.
Name that cigarette.
I remember smoking cigarettes and thinking, tar. Yeah, there he is.
Wow. Oh, and it's him flying.
Yeah.
That's a plane dashboard, right?
I can see your underpants, Lois.
That's exactly what I was going to say regarding that. So am I supposed to bang Lois? Is that the story?
Tony Kent.
We can rename him from Clark to Tony, right?
My name's Clark. You can call me Tony.
So do I call him Luther? Do I call him Lex? What happens here? Can you call me Tony? Is that still on the table? The Superman outtakes.
With Tony Danza.
Who else? Who else? It was Stallone and who else? Redford.
Redford was too expensive.
It said, what did it say?
Steve McQueen was too fat.
It said Steve McQueen. It said McQueen was too fat. Stallone too Italian, Redford too expensive, and Eastwood too busy. So Clint Eastwood up for the role of Superman. That makes complete sense to me.
You got to be asking yourself, punk. Did I use this
Superman.
cape yesterday?
Do an
Where am I gonna
Eastwood
use it
face,
today?
Skoke.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's Superman.
Exactly. And then years later, everyone's like, he should do Dark Knight Returns.
Get off
They should
my
make a movie of
planet.
Dark Knight Returns.
You got to ask yourself, did I use one eye laser vision or both eyes?
Get off my planet.
Get off my-
Kryptonite.
This stuff hurt me. It's a rock. I'm tougher than a rock.
Otisburg.
It's just a rock.
Tony Danza would be like, Angela, Lois.
Miss Tessmacher, now she's hot. I could bang her, right?
Otisburg.
She says, why can't I get out with the good guys? I'm a good guy. I'd do it. It's cool.
This guy is Superman. He a boxer?
Yeah. Can we make him a boxer? Is that good? I know this reporter thing. I think people will relate more if he beat people up.
And give him some red boxing gloves. It goes with the suit.
Instead
Mr.
of,
Danza would prefer to play him as a fighter if possible.
instead of these little tight red shorts, I need the full, the boxing shorts, red shorts. Those look good. That'll be much better.
Can we
I
too
am
much
wearing-
salami
Can
down
we change
there?
his name from Clark to Tony? Can we do that?
Tony Kent.
I am wearing no cape. I am wearing no cape.
I ain't wearing no cape.
I'll wear a tank top.
Exactly. I got a little horn of plenty that I like to wear around my neck. Is that possible to get that in the shot too? What is that, Italian gentleman? What is that thing?
It's the devil's horn.
It's the devil's
Yeah.
horn.
Is it for real?
Yeah, it's the devil's horn. You make
There you
it
go.
point down to hell because he ain't coming up here because we're pointing his own horn at him.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Apparently, one of us ripped it out of his head. One of us Italians way back when ripped it out of his head, and now we wear it around our necks, pointed down back at him because it's intimidating. You see.
See, that's a good ghost story. You see.
You see.
The Italians, they wear it around the neck, you see.
I like pink very much, Lois.
Can I call myself Heathcliff Kent? Can it be an obstetrician? Because I like to have the women in the stirrups, you see. See, I got the rights. He's
Remember
got the voice.
Streethawk?
Of course.
Yeah, that was with Daredevil
Smith.
himself, Rex Smith, right?
Rex
Yeah.
Smith, yes.
From
Daredevil.
I was
Or
about
the
to say
China Matt Murdoch.
Pirates of the Caribbean, but no, he wasn't from Pirates
Pirates
of
of
the Caribbean.
Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There were the two different pirate movies. That's right.
Yes, yes.
Street Hawk.
Was he Airwolf's cousin? No.
Well, and then there was Airwolf, and there was Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder. That was
Thunder
that was like a
That was Roy
shark in the
Scheider.
sky.
And then,
Yeah.
well, that was
Everybody
Roy,
froze. There we go.
that was Roy Scheider, the movie, and then they did do one season of a TV show. But was Scheider?
Yeah, and it was. I don't remember who the lead was, but I know Dick Butkus and Bubba Smith were co-stars of Blue Thunder. In fact, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know who the star was, but I remember.
It was all ready to
remember the movie.
fire up, and now I got to do work. All right, hold on.
Speaking of Roy Scheider,
Cold,
There's-
dead, like a doll's eyes.
there's a chicken place here in Staten Island where I live. It's called 494 Chicken. I'm throwing out a
Yeah,
promo.
but it ain't no Harold's. Go ahead.
No, but what they have hanging in their chicken place is the original Jaws robot from Universal Studios.
Oh,
The one that used to
Oh,
come
that's
out
awesome.
the ride. I don't know how they got a hold of it. There's some article about how they got a hold of it, but I don't know the story. But whenever you
Sure.
go in there, it's got the big Jaws hanging down, and it's became like the theme of the place. So now people buy them all kinds of shark and Jaws stuff. And,
that's cool.
You know, there's harpoon guns, and it's actually pretty cool.
You're gonna die when you hear the Blue Thunder cast for
I
television.
want to hear it.
First of all, James Ferrantino
Yes, that's who it was.
played Roy Scheider's character.
Because he looked like a younger, more Italian version of Roy Scheider.
Totally.
Yeah.
Playing the Judge
Tony
Reinhold.
Danza of Roy Scheider, if you will.
The Roy Schreider. Bye, John.
Oh, see? I didn't want to hear what he said, so I
Get out of
I
here.
kicked him out.
Oh.
He was ridiculous.
Oh.
We should, in the time that it takes him to get back, we should all stay completely silent. So this way, when he comes back to watch it,
Dead air. You know how much he hates dead air.
yeah,
Why would he come back and watch it to see the part he missed?
Mm-hmm.
Does
Oh,
he?
yeah.
might.
He does.
He might.
No.
Well, he puts out the audio for the podcast, so he would find that dead airspace because the
Why,
level.
he
won't be there.
listens to it?
No, he would see that there wasn't anything there.
No, Wayne, I never did
Oh
find
yeah,
out.
well Johnny's not here. Let's talk about that.
I
Who said
never found out. I have no idea still.
Shh, shh, shh.
No,
Quiet,
He's back.
quiet. He's back.
Gee, I wonder what everyone talked about while I was gone.
He hates us.
Judge Reinhold, was just another flight officer. Jaffo had to wear that hat and everything. Playing that role on the television show. A comedian you might remember named Dana Carvey, everybody.
Who?
Was it really?
Yep.
Isn't that special?
I don't remember.
And then Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus. And from both Miami Vice and Barney Miller, Chano, Gregory Sierra, everybody was in Blue Thunder.
Wow.
Nice. Have you seen?
Wow.
I watch a lot of the old shows, BTV and Decades and stuff like that.
Yes.
So you see the AARP commercial with Matt McCoy?
Yes, I know. I know it's very disturbing. Go on.
So I said, he was on a very short-lived show called Made for Us. I think it was Made for Us, in which they had him and his poor roommate had a maid that moved in, and it was Terry Copley, blonde girl.
Oh yeah, I liked her a
very,
lot.
very pretty girl.
Yes.
And I don't know why that popped in my head. I'm like, I got to find out and see if she's right. I saw a picture of her. She looks stunning.
Still?
I think she's like 108 years old, I believe. But
Well, I'm gonna have to look her up.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is.
He was in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Police Academy 5 and 6. He's in Under Siege. And, of course, he's the original Lloyd Braun on Seinfeld.
That's right. He was Lloyd Braun.
I want to tell you something, that Lloyd Braun. I love him.
He's a seller. He's the guy that sells, right?
Yes. Who was named after an actual television executive. And I remember Lloyd Braun, the real Lloyd Braun, because he was the only executive that believed in Desperate Housewives and Lost, made the deal for both shows.
I like this comment.
While they were in development, they fired him because they're like, these shows are going to suck. Wrong.
They did. It sucked.
No, he did good. Yeah, we got it made. And now I got to find Terry Copley modern pictures. Boy,
Wayne,
Yeah.
Can I
And she dated Tony Danza, I believe.
I didn't know that.
If you
Now
look
you're
it
just
up.
making stuff up.
No,
What kind
look
of
it up.
car does the Superman drive?
Look it up.
Taxi.
Can I do another show and tell real quick? Sorry.
Can you do
No.
another show? What?
Only
Show and
if you look up if Terry Copley ever dated Tony
No.
Danza after.
I'm looking it up.
Johnny's doing that. Because Jack Chu's on. Jack, look what I found. Jack got me this. It's a
Hey, a private joke. Great idea. Go
not
on.
a joke. It's a little sketch card that Jack got me from Gabriel Batista at C2E2 one year.
That's cool.
And I love it so much. I can't believe I lost it, and now I refound it, and now I keep it by my monitor as I work.
That's awesome. You could have just sent them that in a text. That was awesome.
Epic story.
Well, he was
That
here, and I
great.
wanted to share with you guys too, online live. because it's Rorschach, and everybody loves Watchmen.
You could have been looking up if Terry Copley dated.
I don't
Tony
even know.
Danza.
That was my favorite spinoff of Raymond. Everybody loves Watchmen.
Everybody loves.
Oh, I'm Rorschach. You're not locked up here with. I'm not locked up in here with you. You're locked up in here with me. Dr. Manhattan.
See, Jack, I tried to give you a shout out, and this is what happened.
We don't care.
Yeah,
Nobody
Decades. That's the channel.
Nobody cares
That's the
about
channel.
you, Jack, except for me. Except for me, Jack.
That's the channel that shows all the weekend binges of the old shows. I watched Rhoda all weekend. Rhoda.
So did I.
All weekend. On Decades, yes.
You know
Gee,
what?
Joe, I love being married to you, but by the end of the first season, we're getting a divorce. Oops.
Yeah, it was
They
good.
screwed up that show, seriously. Well, they got him married in that first season, and it's like, we don't know what to do. So they broke him up, and it's like, well, we didn't want you to break him up, and it's like sad. Like after that, for 2.5 seasons,
They should have extended it a little while longer.
exactly. If you will,
Yeah. Mhm.
but that episode of Rhoda getting married, it's like right behind MASH for being like one of the highest watched television shows of that period.
They
And
should
I
have drawn
remember-
it out a little more.
Well, I remember on Monday Night Football, it was Cosell and Alex Karras. I don't know if you know this, Alex, but tonight we're up against the wedding of Rhoda on CBS. And, it's like a Jewish girl marries an Italian. And Alex Karras goes, I could smell the lox and bagels. No.
What are you trying to say, Jeff? What are you trying to say?
He
You
sounds
trying to
good
say-
though.
You trying to say I bring out the worst in everybody? Is that what you're trying to say, man?
I think
Wow.
so. I think he's picking a fight with you.
That's
Wow.
fucked up, man. That's
You know what he also says about you? He also says
I don't have that.
Angela, I got a picture, if I can be solo for a second. It's Tony Danza and Terry Copley. Unfortunately, her face is so shiny it's reflecting.
Yeah.
See, I told you.
Heavenly.
Ah,
There we go. Well, yeah, I guess I can hold it like you can't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know
There
if you
it
can
is.
see this.
wow.
That too, by the way, I don't know if you remember this. This was in my hope chest for 5 years, and I found it.
Mike, you should never challenge me on stupid, useless information because I will always be right. Ask
And
John.
she looked good in that picture.
I didn't challenge
1989.
you. I said I didn't know who she was.
Challenge him.
You said that's not possible that she dated Tony Danza.
I did?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think so.
He's hearing strange
I
things.
think
Don't
so.
worry about it.
I think so.
I said I don't know who she is.
Let's stop the
I don't-
podcast and rewind it right
All right,
now.
where's you on?
So we can find
Talk
You know-
amongst
You
yourselves.
know what we really should do? We should go to commercial.
Ghost
That's a good
stories.
idea.
Oh, God. Yeah, we should. We haven't taken a commercial.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Somewhere. Hold on. I gotta find the commercial.
Chicago.
Okay. I'm not gonna make a promise, but I may have some time in the next couple of days that I may make a few more commercials. So
I was going to say that's good because I can't pod until like maybe next week at the earliest because I'll be mainframing. And also, exactly that's not code for cocaine. So,
When are you going to change my picture in the intro? That's what I want to know.
probably for the next podcast. Probably.
yeah, right away. I'm making stupid mistakes. I'm making new bumpers all the time, and there's this great one for like a restaurant. So you can do 9 different images where they would be like dishes that you would show in a menu as you're flipping pages. But I turned it into individual guest shots, and it works great. But like a moron, one frame I blew it, and I had Sanford Green next to Scott Snyder, and I had their names and credits switched. So there's Scott Snyder, the creator of Bitter Root, and there's Sanford Green, who's done beautiful work on Batman and Death Metal. No.
So do it over.
It took
again.
forever to make.
Yeah,
Said.
I hate that. That's why that intro
Very
took
sad.
forever to make. So that's why your picture's never getting changed.
Sorry.
Where's the
But
love?
again, which is the other Mike? That is indeed the question.
And the other Mike.
I don't know which one is Mike. There's another Mike.
Plastic man. They're both Lebanese.
I did that. Oh yeah, poster, Mike, where you're getting yelled at by Johnny.
That's
From the
true.
balloon.
I do love that poster. I can't wait till we get actual prints signed by you, Scoot, and then I'm going to frame it and hang it in my office.
Gotta
There you
blow it up.
Yep.
The unedited version of it.
The expurgated, exactly. I'm like, don't have me swearing at him.
Prince is dead.
He goes, "Don't have me fucking swearing in it."
I did basically say, don't have me effing swearing at him. You know, in an ironic way. But yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Don't do that. That's mean. Well, I'm like, if you want to do it for the commission, that's fine, but don't do it for the poster. Yoko, how do you have time to make intros when you were potting? Yeah, no nonsense. Yes.
Yeah, don't say shit on the air.
I'm sorry about that. Exactly. Well, kids are watching.
Yeah.
Mommy, what did he say? Don't worry, honey. Maybe they'll talk more about Tony Danza or Captain Stubing. Hi, kids. It's Uncle Captain Stubing here.
Uncle Captain.
I've got great stories about Mary Tullamore and the Love Boat. And, of course, he played some weird drug dealer character on Hawaii Five-0 like 2 or 3 times. And people remember it because it was such a weird, like, not hippie, but weird counterculture drug dealer guy. And I'll look it up. But honestly, you're going to die when you hear the guy's name. I don't want to get it incorrect. So
I could tell you. It's Big Chicken.
Thank you. Yes, because, of course, they mentioned on Gilbert Gottfried. Yes, I'm Big Chicken. Hello. Would you like to buy drugs from me? I've got some lovely cocaine, some uppers, some downers, a little bit of weed.
Hey Gavin, how do you get how do you get the drugs to the United States?
Oh, I get mules. What they do is they put them in little baggies and they stick them up their giggies and they walk very tightly through customs. I wanted to censor myself in case the children don't know. Uncle Captain Gavin Stubing thing.
I thought you brought him in by boat.
Oh, never mind. Yes, they were in the bowels of the Pacific Princess. Gopher was one of my better mules.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
Yes,
I want to go back to this one.
Big Chicken.
Wait, no, but see, he has a nickname. So I'm Mike and he's Skoke. Why is there 2 Mikes? It confuses people.
I know. I was stupid about the nicknames because I let him. I just thought Yoko Chips was funny sounding, and we thought Skokey Spidey he would like Skacky, which would have been funny. I want to say hi to Skacky.
Yeah. So suddenly he's a Scottish Spider-Man.
Or Skak or Skoke. Who knows?
There's 2 Scoots. I see 2 Scoots here.
Right. Yes, and that was the other thing. Because did he call you Scoot? Yeah, he did call you Scoot, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Because we said Scoot, not Scott. Yes.
Right.
Man,
Yeah,
that's why.
Here.
Yeah.
But it'd be funny.
That's another $20.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you were a Scottish Spider-Man. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Spider sense tingling, Junior.
On me.
Thwip. How do you do that in a Spanish accent? Oh, he was Spanish. He was Ramirez.
Yes, he was. Yeah, exactly. And of course, yeah. Meanwhile, you got French. What's his face playing? Not Adrian Paul.
Why are you going somewhere?
What's his name again? What's his name?
Lambert.
Yes, Christopher Lambert. Yes. Hello, I am Scottish. I am from the breath of the Highlands of the winds. I played golf at St. Andrews. And then, yes, hello, Highlander. Ramirez. Yes. You are an immortal Spaniard. I am a Scottish man. What?
Makes no sense.
I bet they dubbed it in different voices.
It's still a great movie, though.
My favorite line.
The best.
Christopher Lambert when he's calling out to the Kurgan. He goes, "Why are you going somewhere?"
I want to.
And then my second favorite line is "Happy Halloween, ladies."
Yes. Yes.
And people don't realize that's Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say when I'm moderating the Justice League panel. Susan has been great. Susan Eisenberg, Wonder Woman, and she's like, "Okay, I got everyone to agree to do a table read." I'm like, "That's great." And then she's like, "Okay, Andrew's going to direct it." I'm like, "Fantastic." And then she's like, "Is an hour going to be enough time?" And I'm like, "I can make it 80 minutes, so don't worry. We got plenty of time." Okay, great. And Michael's got to leave right at the top of the hour. No problem. But I'm like, she's like, "So how are you going to do it?" She's like, "Don't ask questions like, how'd you get into animation stuff?" I'm like, "Oh, no." I'm like, buddy, not my first rodeo. Don't worry. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's like, seriously, and this is a great compliment. She's like, no, I really wanted you to mod the panel because you know what you're doing. And I'm like, thanks, buddy. That's very nice. But yeah, about Clancy, I really am like thinking of individual questions for all of them. I'll go one around the horn where I get to ask everybody a question, and I'm working really hard to make sure that I get interesting questions that they don't normally get. For Carl Lumley, what do you think I got to ask Carl Lumley? John Jones, Martian Manhunter.
Ask him about his mom.
I was going to ask him about his mother. You are correct.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I'm kidding about the mother. No, I was being facetious, but that's all right. Moving on. Well, beyond because even like I'm definitely going to compliment him for Alias and being
an Alias,
because it was a great show and great character.
Except for the last season.
Yeah, well, all those shows fell
I was going
apart.
to watch it this weekend.
As I learned from many writers of Alias, they didn't know where the story was going, and that's why Lost was like, okay, how much? Seriously, we want to tell the. And again, you can argue whether it was a good ending or not, but it's
Let me guess, wasn't that J.J. Abrams too, Alias?
Yes, it was. Mystery Box. So, but anyway, no. So not Alias, and also great guest star role on Galactica. He was really good on that. But no, going back to the early 90s, a little Fox television superhero show you might remember called
Your Mama.
Justice
Fat
League.
Albert.
No, he should have done the promos for it as Jamie Farr because tonight at 7 on Fox. Make sure you tune in for all new episode of The Mantis.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Carl Lumley was the Mantis.
Carl Lumley was the Mantis. That's right.
So I got to ask him about that, and I will spin it positively and say, hey man, I'm like, there aren't that many black superheroes that had their own television show, but you did.
Yeah.
And and I'm going to say honestly, how do you look back on the Mantis? The Mantis.
Me.
And he'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
No, not yet. We got to wait for art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for it.
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah,
Some bummed though they were teasing that maybe they could get Roy Jones for mainframe. But he postponed on us. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
It sucketh.
Well, I think they postponed the fight.
Oh, crap.
Yes, I don't know if you heard, but Roy Jones Jr. and myself will be sparring for 8 rounds, and we're looking forward to it. There's going to be not only social distancing, but also I'm going to have a plastic shield, much like a salad bar, so that I don't accidentally spit on him when I'm saying, come on, you can't hit me that fast. Mike Tyson.
He's not.
Is everyone afraid to touch that?
I think so. But also, I don't think he's going to be. He's not going to be able to fight because he's doing Shark Week. He's fighting Jaws this week.
Oh, isn't that great? Yes, my greatest foe is Bruce, the shark from Jaws, that is now a robot in a restaurant, apparently owned by Roy Scheider.
No, the shark was from Universal Studios, not from the movie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's why.
Exactly. So, Shark Week. That was great. I'm watching Chopped, and they got a promo of Shark Week, and you see Mike Tyson walk across the screen like those Fox promos and stuff where they're animated. Hey, don't watch the TV show you're watching. Watch this like little stupid promo instead. We're Fox. How you doing?
Like when they had that robot football player during the
Exactly.
NFL game.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
He's right. So exactly. It's like, no, I don't want to watch the game. I want to watch the little animated robot. Thank you. Dumbass.
Looks like a transformer.
Hey, speaking of, now let's do a bit of the sports portion of our broadcast. Hey, you know what's a good idea? Let's get baseball back and put it in a bunch of towns and have athletes fly all over the country. Nothing could go wrong, could it? Dumbasses. Now it's time for this week's Idiots on Baseball.
Clip notes.
Exactly. I'm dead. I'm Al Allen, and even dead, I know that's a dumb idea.
Did you hear they canceled college football in the Big Ten and the Pac-12, but the Southern colleges are still going to play?
Well, I saw the congressman and Trump. We need college football. We need it. And yeah, it's like, you get on the stupid field and breathe on somebody, dumbass.
I play golf. I could do it.
I'm
Exactly.
not a sports guy at all, but my son Jack came up and told me about what was it, Cespedes, the baseball player guy who just went home.
No, the ship on lower decks is pronounced Cerritos.
That's the Cespedes as well. Exactly. What did he do? I don't know.
they were playing. And just before the game started, he just packed up his stuff and just left his hotel and never came back. And they all showed.
Oh, they went to go look for him, and his hotel room was empty.
Jack, come here. Wait, hold on.
I was not happy.
Jack, come here. Tell the story. What was the story?
Give it to us accurately, Jack. That's all right.
Hi, guys.
Here.
Hey.
Okay. Fancy.
So what happened with Cerritos?
Cespedes.
Cespedes, it was just all day they just couldn't find him, and nobody knew where he was, and everybody was online trying to like get to him, and nobody found him. And then after the game, the GM announces that he just walked out, like packed up his bag, he was home.
I didn't tell anybody.
Well, let me ask you this, Jack. Why should I care?
No, Jack. Now what you got to do is you got to get in the chair and replace your father because you made more sense in those last 2 minutes than your father has for the last hour and a half.
That made more sense than I did.
Listen, Jack, do me a favor. Go get Jack. Go get a flashlight. Oh, wait.
Good job, Jack.
He said, "Good job, Jack."
Like I'm yelling, like he can hear me. I know.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, are you on the phone? Tell your sister that. Yeah, shut up, Grandpa. Shut up. They can't hear you.
Grandpa Simpson.
That's every family dinner. Oh, listen, Bernice is on the phone. Hey, let her know we all miss her. And shut up. Shut up.
Did anyone see
nothing but love at the Sandra's house on the holidays. Go on.
Did anyone see the season finale of Stargirl?
No,
I'm behind.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm behind. It's excellent, though. It's a great series from start to finish. I'm sure it's excellent.
It's gotten progressively better every single episode.
Stop talking about it. I haven't seen it.
The villains are amazing. And truly, I mean, I like the kids, and it's a nice kid story. But I think the reason why it works is the adults are legitimate and kind of scary and like a real threat.
Yes, absolutely, love it. It's very weird because in my typical fanboy way, I'm so like happy for Jeff, like because this is like this was his idea. This was like he originally started this as a comic. This was the beginning of his career, and it's kind of like a full circle thing. Like, create this successful series from.
What are you saying, that his career is over now?
No, not at all. I'm just saying
I'm really happy for him too. And I've he got busy, so we couldn't do any more of the rewatches after the first 3 episodes, unfortunately. But we'll talk again. And
who was he getting busy with?
Exactly. Hey, he's married, and shame on you.
Yeah.
He's not Tony Danza.
Stargirl.
Yeah, listen, and she's like, is she like 18? I know she plays younger. I'm just asking.
I think Superman would like her.
I got no problem playing Stripesy, but can we change his name
to Tony? Can he be Stripesy Tony?
And
or maybe like he's a mob guy, Tony Stripes.
And instead of being her stepfather, couldn't he be her boyfriend?
Exactly. I can play young.
I know
I get away with being 40.
Yeah, you got a big robot, but can you put boxing gloves on it?
Can a robot be called Tony, please?
Make it a housekeeper. Yeah.
T.O.N.Y.
Stargirl,
and Tony. That's the name of the show.
What was his
Tony
name?
And Stargirl or Tony Stargirl? Is that possible?
What was his name in Angels in the Outfield? Was it Tony?
Let's look it up.
I think it was.
Because as I said, when he used to be on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, he'd say he played Tony on Taxi, Tony on Who's the Boss, and now you can see him on ABC's new show Hudson Street, where he plays a character named Tony. Here's Tony Dance, everybody.
He reunited with Christopher Lloyd on Angels in the Outfield, which is kind of
I would never have any spoilers, Wayne. Promise.
By the way, Christopher Lloyd, $300 on Cameo and Fameo. He's on. I gotta load it, man. I did one with John Cleese, because I love John Cleese, and I'm nervous that because he's not a young man. He's well into his 80s, and he seems great, and he seems like he's in good health. But as I think I told you guys off the air, it was $200. But in addition to the 3-minute meet and greet, he did a comedy special that was like 45 minutes long of him on his couch like me right now, just telling stories. But literally, this is how he did it. Then the pythons and I all together. I mean, he was like really like at a 45-degree angle, kind of like taking it easy. And again, he's 80 whatever, so God bless him. So anyway, I did it, and but Christopher Lloyd is also on Cameo, and it's $300, I think.
Worth it.
So is he doing any meet and greets for you guys, Mike?
Christopher Lloyd? No.
Yeah.
I would
I
I'd
would have him
get a
say
cameo
people
with him and
out.
just have him say Marty for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Marty.
exactly.
Marty.
No, we could do a cameo. We have him tell us how many Martys existed in that universe at the same time.
Oh boy.
I wonder if he would do them in character, because I don't think Christopher Lloyd would. I mean, that's really like, hey, can you quack like a duck for us for 3 minutes? Hey, we got $300. Start quacking. Come on, jerk. You know, it really that's what it feels like. Because I know,
I was going to say, if anything, he should be, instead of having him be Marty, I would have him be the Klingon from Search for Spock.
Yeah. This is your adversary. But I don't know, doing voices in radio, family, and especially my stepmother. Good Lord, it would drove me nuts. One of my first voices, I would do David Lander from Laverne and Shirley, and I would, hello, Laverne, which is essentially the same Mike Tyson voice. She'd be like, do Squiggy for everybody. Do Squiggy. And especially like when I was like 14 and 15, it's like, I don't want to do Squiggy. I'm a solid teenager. Leave me alone. So I can only imagine.
Now, leave me alone.
Christopher Lloyd. I'll be in the bathroom combing my hair.
I would have Christopher Lloyd do Jimmy Ignatowski.
Well, that's what I would do too. Exactly. I love that guy. Exactly.
I introduced my son to one of my favorite television series scenes ever, and it's from Taxi, when he goes to take his driver's test, and everybody else goes. He goes, "What does a yellow light mean?" And, slow down. What does?
And after like the fourth time he does it, Judd Hirsch's like, "Oh, come on!"
Did Nick like it?
I love Taxi, and Dear John is okay from the '90s. It ain't no Taxi, man. Yeah. I'm sorry.
To me, Taxi has the greatest television, one of the most funniest television scenes of all time. The green shirt and the catcher's mask episode.
Yes.
Riga, don't lift those legs, Riga. Oh my God.
Yeah. Jim has all the predictions of the future. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. That episode is gold from beginning to end.
You're going to fall in the arms of a beautiful woman named Karen. Oh, come on. Jim, this is ridiculous. I love that he's the dad on Numbers.
I think it's pronounced Numb 3 Years is the name of the show.
Thank you. And I also love an early 70s Stephen Bochco. It's either a cop show
Cop Rock.
A lawyer show. Del Vecchio. Oh, he's Del Vecchio.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cop Rock.
No, that was later. 70s. Yes, the original Jim. Absolutely. I love Tom Hanks. Yeah, is that what David said? That Tom Hanks makes a cameo in the where you find out when Jim went, like when he took too many brownies with hash or whatever, and he went schizo.
He gives him the brownies because before that he was intelligent, normal.
Yeah, straight lace, Harvard, straight A student, and everything. Come on, Jim, lighten up.
You know what episode I really love? Crazily, the Lullaby of Broadway episode.
Oh, it's a great one.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Mary Lou Henner actually can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not too tough to look at dancing. Absolutely. God bless her. Still, good Lord, she was. Was it Workaholics? I forget what show she was on within the last couple of years, and she played like old lady cougar or whatever. And it's like, hey, guess what? Still flying. Quite way to go, Mary Lou. Mary Lou's first cousin, one of my best friends in college, and I know I've told this story before. It came up again when poor Robin Williams passed away. But the summer before high school, when he was an 8th grader, he spent the summer with Mary Lou in LA and would hang out on the Paramount lot. Got to know, of course, the whole cast of Taxi, but all the other shows that were shooting at the time. Friends with the Happy Days cast, friends with like Robin Williams hung out with them a couple of days, just the two of them hanging out and stuff because she was busy and he wasn't filming that day. So, I'll take your cousin. It was great. And then he's got these amazing pictures of all of them together. And the fighter Carlos Palomino got married during the summer, and Bill was his cousin's guest, and so he got to go to this really cool celebrity like wedding that had a bunch of other celebrities and stuff. Really cool. So Mary Lou Henner.
She's deaf, you know.
You know what?
Photographic memory.
I was going to say she's going to remember this day forever now because that's the day.
She can tell you the
said it.
day. Yeah, she can tell you the day of the week. Like a date. Give you the day of the week. Give you the time, and it's like she has a photographic memory that way. What were you doing on August 13th, 1975 at 3:00? Okay, I had an aerobics class, and
if you go back and listen to the Howard Stern interviews with her, they're fantastic.
yes, she's a great. Gilbert did a great show with her, and they were talking about Grease and being in the original cast and stuff with like Richard Gere and Travolta and everybody.
You.
I wish she would
Oh, thank you.
I wish she would do events.
Gilbert?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh.
Mary Lou Henner.
Mary Lou?
Oh God, yeah, that'd be great. Because regarding Gilbert, Mike, I tried to get him because I've had Frank Santopadre on Word Balloon once, and we talk every now and then private message. I don't want to bug him and think like, yeah, all right, stalker, leave me alone. Hey Frank, I got an idea. How about if I don't wear pants for the next 12 hours? What do you think? I was just thinking about you. But when Alex Russ the year that he was at New York Comic Con, and he had done all those Blu-ray covers for Universal Films, the old classic horror movies. I'm like, Frank, I'm like, you guys got to come because the originals are going to be at New York Comic Con. He's like, I'll tell Gil. And then unfortunately, no dice.
Oh, jeez.
Can you get him on this show? You can get him on this show, right?
Alex, well, it was funny. I was talking to Sal earlier this week. F that guy.
Good job, Rob.
Because Alex did Comic-Con at home where
That would be Evening Shade.
Evening Shade. I got a story about that. He did the Jack Kirby tribute panel with Mark Evanier and John Morrow, and I forget who else was on it. But yeah, Alex was on camera, and I'm like, hey man, he goes, don't even start. It took days for him to figure it out. Jesus. I'm like, all right, never mind. But Evening Shade, she told the story. Do you remember spoke about how Burt Reynolds on Evening Shade was like so phoning it in that he had an earpiece. You could tell he's wearing a serious wig.
Yeah.
Hey, my hair looks like it's 1984. Yeah. Uh-huh. But I mean, he was losing his hair before that. Even
Hey, look at this. It's worse than Shatner's hair.
Pretty much. And he had an earpiece, and he wouldn't even like memorize his script or use cue cards, so they would have to feed him lines, like And that's what she said. And that's what she said. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm still Burt Reynolds. All right. But I love that show. It's a weird show because it's a big ensemble.
Yeah.
And
Charles Durning.
Charles Durning, Elizabeth Ashley, for God's sake, the Queen of Broadway. And all right, so then those two, Mary Lou and Burt, and Michael Jeter from
Derek
Green
Jeter's
Mile.
father. Yep. Derek Jeter's father.
Mr. Jingles, as I think they get the guy at his mouse, Mr. Jingles. Oh,
Every
Mr.
time I hear
Jingles.
about Evening Shade, I think of that Simpsons video game. Remember I told you? At the end, it was revealed that the whole game was a TV episode that the two aliens was it Kronos and whoever else.
Kang and Kronos.
Yeah, and they're
Kronos.
like, they go something about like this whole game was like a TV show, and they're like, this show is going to help us rule the world, and it will get us ratings that haven't been seen since the likes of Evening Shade.
I love Kang and Kronos. They're fantastic.
Just a random, and at that time the show had been over for like 10 years, so it was even funnier.
And just in that voice, in that great big voice that
Evening
what's his face
Shade
does. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like Scoot and I were crying. We were remembering Canyonero, the song for
Canyonero.
Can you name us? Can you wait? How's it go? Can you name a truck that seats 30, smells like a steak and seats 35? Canyonero.
I'll look up the lyrics.
Oh, wait, Derek Jeter's
so we can get sued doing them. What now?
Yeah.
Derek Jeter's father was in Milos Forman's hair, like his actual
comb him
hairpiece.
out exactly.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, then wash that Jeter right out of your hair.
Not Derek Jeter, Michael Jeter.
Yeah, Derek Jeter's father.
All right. Can you name the truck with 4-wheel drive? Smells like a steak and seats 35. Can you narrow? Well, it goes real slow with the hammer down. It's the country fried truck that endorsed by a clown. Can you narrow?
know what's really funny is that half of us aren't even live.
I know. Sorry,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
The
it's this
Simpsons.
episode where he gets the giant SUV, and it's like he's all excited about it. And then, hey, Homer, what are you doing driving a lady's car? It's the lady's canyon arrow. It's all good. So Marge gets it. Oh, she's all excited. It's a great episode, and yeah, that's the jingle
And Marge,
for the commercial.
Marge's voiced by Rhoda's sister.
That's right. I know. She was cute, Julie Kavner, back then.
The lady.
Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Listen, Brenda, Miri's coming to town. Do you mind watching Joe and taking care of Ma? I love Nancy Walker on that show.
Oh,
she was hilarious.
Oh, good.
Seriously, tour de force.
No,
I love Nancy
We
Walker.
were watching it, and my wife said, "This lady's really funny, but couldn't she have done something with her hair?"
No, that's the point.
She was at that hairstyle.
Helmet hair. Yeah.
Rhoda
70s helmet.
spin off of what?
What's that?
Rhoda
Mary
was-
Tyler Moore.
Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore.
That
Yeah.
was it. Yeah.
It was the first spinoff, and then Phyllis got a show. Phyllis was it short-lived, but Phyllis was funny. Her show was funny. And then Lou Grant.
Lou Grant. But Lou Grant went the other way. They went serial.
No, it's serious. Yeah.
Totally serial. Yeah, man. No, it was great. That's
So,
a good
like,
show.
Trapper John was a serious show.
Yeah, I love that. Everyone, I forget who I was talking to, and it's like one of my cousins, and he's like, because we all got together on the Sunday, and he's like, yeah, that was a stupid movie. Leaves Bonanza and never is heard from again. I'm like, Trapper John. He goes, oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. Canyon Arrow.
Back in the 70s and 80s, stuff used to spin out all the time, but you really didn't pay that much attention to it. Like, Jefferson spun out of All in the Family. There was something else spun out of All in the Family. What else?
Aftermath.
What was it? Say what was spinoff of what?
Jefferson spun out of All in the Family.
Oh,
Right,
the other
and so
thing
did
that spun
Maude.
out of
So did
Maude,
Maude.
and then the other
And
show
Maude.
was
And
Your
Maud
Mama.
and Maud spawned Good Times.
And
Right,
Golden
yeah.
Girls too.
Right.
Golden Girl.
No,
Yeah.
not Golden Girls.
And it spawned Your Mom too.
But George, Tom and Helen are our guests. Every episode of The Jeffersons. George, Lionel is your son. Yeah, thanks, Louise. Pointing out the obvious. Every episode. Isabella Sanford, everybody.
Also, every episode is George screwing something up, and then what was the
Florence?
main Florence going, aren't you the man of this house? Don't you pay for all the bills? Don't you do this? Don't you do that? You should tell them off. So he goes in and tells them off, and then she goes, see, I knew that wouldn't work. Every episode.
I liked,
Harley Gibbs was great in that.
and once again, George, Mr. Bentley is our neighbor. Like everyone.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the doorman. He's our doorman. It's like, shut up, Wheezy. Hold on. Top of the line in utility sports. Unexplained fires are a matter for the courts. Canyon Arrow.
Yes, there was another Archie Bunker
Unexplained
show.
fires.
It was called Archie Bunker's Place.
Archie.
Terrible show. Sadly.
Yep.
Bum ba da ba da ba wah 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 wah. I mean, that's literally how the theme song goes. It's so bad.
Ooh, hold on. I think we have art here. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh hi. Oh,
hey, man.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
think that's
yeah.
art.
it's not art.
It's
Bruce
Canadian
Wayne.
art.
Hey,
Bruce
man.
Wayne.
Canadian
Oh, hi,
art,
man.
that's it.
And tonight, the part of Art Baltazar will be played by Wayne.
Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, way to bring us all down.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that was a great contribution, Wayne. Take care now.
Thanks for the dead air.
Fantastic. Way to up the energy there.
Dead air.
Whoa, whoa.
Stuck in the life, the black hole of podcast. It's Wayne, everybody, live from Canada. Go
Oh
ahead.
my
buddy.
God. Come on, John. I just started. You're hurting me.
Listen, you're just in time for ghost stories, but we're out of
Oh,
time,
cool.
so we got to go.
Oh yeah, I'm really sorry. We got to go. But great seeing you, man.
Yeah,
No,
good talking to you, man.
no. What's going on, man? How are things in Ottawa?
Actually, everything's great here. Like, I don't know what's going on with you guys, but
I was gonna say, rub
we
it
seem
in.
to have everything under control.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
We understand the concept of masks, and then they work.
All right, you know
Of
what?
course you
Let's
do,
not get
Commissioner.
political. This is not a political show.
Oh, stop. I can quote more from Canyon Arrow. Hold on.
Oh, please do.
Oh,
She blinds everybody with super high beams. She's a squirrel crushing, deer smacking driving machine.
I forgot about that one. Squirrel crushing. Deer smacking? Is that what it was?
Hold on. She's a squirrel crushing, deer smacking driving machine.
Yeah.
She blinds everybody, and that's what they show it. And you see deer flying in the air after the truck strikes them.
Scope, can you do some of that as Sean Connery? I think it would add some class to it.
A Canyonero.
12 yards long, 2 lanes wide, 65 tons of American pride.
Canyonero.
People describe me as that.
Oh,
The best is, though, well, it goes real slow with the hammer down. It's the country fried truck endorsed by a clown.
That is the best part.
I'm
Plow,
sorry.
Mr. Plow, yeah.
See, now again, yeah, exactly, Mr. Plow. That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow. I love when Barney goes, "So long, Superman. Your secret identity's safe with me." To Adam West.
So
Good
Wayne,
stuff.
you're
Tell me again about Lower Decks. I'm sorry, Wayne. Continue.
Yeah, you want to ask about Lower Decks, but I wanted to ask you a question. You're all Canadian and right?
Yes, and
What's
French
the
Canadian.
best? What? Oh, that's a distinction you might not want to make. But anyway, what's the best Canadian show we never heard of?
Oh, good. And Wayne knows I've got several favorite Canadian shows. Go on.
The Hilarious House of Frightenstein.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
I don't know that one.
There you go. It was with Billy Van. It was this. He basically played almost all of the characters, and Vincent Price was on it.
Yes, hello.
It was filmed out of Hamilton, the old Hamilton superstation, and it's hilarious. It's the Hilarious House of Frightenstein,
Which is an oxymoron, a Hamilton
That's the title.
superstation. But yes, I understand.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Am I right, Wayne? Am I right? Donna Fargo, singer that had a variety show in Canada. Thank you.
You're correct, sir.
Just
The
checking.
other one would be Prisoners of Gravity, but
Rick Green.
that, John.
Rick Green was on my show. I still haven't released the video. I want to, and I will. I just sometimes when I pre-record the videos, I mean to post when I pre-record the videos, I post the audio right away, and sometimes I'll sit on the video and not initially release it. And I've got a Phil Lamar. I should really release that before Mainframe. But great conversation. In the case of Phil Lamar, my laptop froze. I had to switch to my iPhone, and once again, I'm like, all right, so hi, Phil. So yeah, tell us about what you're doing right now. And I didn't have a stand for my iPhone, so I was bobbling it.
So why haven't you released it yet? What are you potting 3 times a day, making promos so you don't have time?
Exactly, no time, no time for love, Dr. Jones. It's sad but true. Prisoners of Gravity. There are episodes on YouTube, and Wayne is right. Rick Green was the host of it. Amazing one-on-one interviews with Neil Gaiman and Jack Kirby and Will Eisner, and amazing sci-fi literary, writers and again comic book people. Just an incredible show. Really well done.
Yeah, it basically had everything
Fighting
from
words.
the 80s and the 90s. Frank Miller, Will Eisner, Jack Kirby. These are amazing interviews that you wouldn't see anywhere.
Right. And they were they literally got Jack Kirby's last great interview in 1994. It was really interesting. And he was part of a great sketch comedy group called The Frantics from the 80s that Dr. Demento used to feature all the time.
Jack
And
Kirby?
I only knew him from Prisoners of Gravity. And it just, he mentioned, I used to do sketch comedy in the 80s with The Frantics. And one of their bits was called Boot to the Head. And I'm like, Boot to the Head. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're awesome, man. I had no idea. So
Yeah, they had a show on CBC called 4 on the Floor.
Canyonero.
So wait, Jack Kirby was in this?
Yeah,
No, as the main
Prisoners,
guy, was
Prisoners
he-
of Gravity. Yes.
in Prisoners of Gravity.
It was
And he
his
has
show.
he said they've got all the master tapes because I'm like, why isn't this on DVD? I'm like, you really have a great pop culture artifact with all those interviews you did. He said, I know, much like me sitting on video. He's like, there's just not enough time. I'm working on other projects and stuff. He said, but no, we absolutely want to one day do that. Couldn't be nicer. Great guy. But my favorite Canadian comedy is, of course, the obvious, like Kids in the Hall and SCTV.
Wayne
But-
and Schuster.
Rosie Schuster's father, absolutely, from one of the great principal writers of Saturday Night Live for decades. But no, my favorite is The Newsroom, Ken Finkelman. And it's very Larry Sanders in The Office. and it's behind the scenes of the 24-hour Toronto news cable station. It's very, very funny. So that's my favorite. That I really like. I have DVDs of the shows that didn't air on American public television. Very, very funny.
So Wayne, you're here with us, and you're like one of the only fans we've ever let on the show. So
thank you.
Do you have any?
I
Do you have any
feel honored.
questions for? Yeah. Well, you'll get kicked off any second. So don't
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Johnny will
But,
start yelling at you any second now.
John
But
has
you-
yelled at me all the time.
Do you have any questions for us? What are your questions for us? As speaking for all the fans that are out there, the two others that are watching.
2 others. Oh, jeez. Don't
I
know.
get a story after Wynn's done. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, like, where are the vampire lights? Because I'm so used to it now.
Yeah.
Like, you get so used to seeing something blinding you at the start, and it's just
See?
there.
Sort of. Yeah. I told the story on the air, but now Wayne can attest that it's true. Before the last C2E2, he and I were having lunch near my house, and this one Irish guy walks up with the best Irish accent, and he's like, "Hello, are you John Suntress from Word Balloon?" I'm like, "Yeah, I recognize your voice." And he goes, "Do me a favor. I'm not really clear what your thoughts are on the new Star Trek. Can you maybe talk a little more about it, please?" And literally, I was crying laughing. I'm like, "That."
Yeah,
was
because John and I
fantastic."
were talking about it during lunch.
I forgot about that part. There you go.
Yeah, because my nephew loves the new Star Trek because he doesn't know the old, so everything is new to him. So he doesn't have any of the history behind
Preconceived
it,
notions. Yeah.
and he's just watching it for what it is.
Sure.
Yeah, I just had somebody.
Well, that's Mike's theory.
A younger person who was boasting on social media is that they love Star Trek Discovery, and I'm like, why? But then I forget that they're like 5 years old compared to me, so that's why.
I got to sit down and watch The Expanse because everything I hear and even the little bits that I've seen, it is such more of a complicated, groundbreaking show, which Star Trek used to be. And
Well,
that's too bad.
They do compare it to like Game of Thrones. It is Game of Thrones in space.
Yeah, but even then, I think I don't think
What
the
is this
level
called,
of
The
writing. Game of Thrones in space. You're just talking about The Expanse, right?
Yeah,
The
The Expanse.
Okay, yeah. Because I was going to
because
say
the writing is amazing. The political intrigue, where you're getting into what Earth is against Mars and then the Outer Rim, it's just.
Well, and that's what was great about Babylon 5 back in the day. Welcome to
just
Sci-Fi
thinking
TV
that.
Talk.
I was just thinking that Babylon 5 had a lot of political intrigue.
Except for the 5th season.
Minbari and this.
Well, but and that's not their fault. You know, TNT said, "All right, you're done by 4," and then literally after they wrapped it up, they're like, "We want one more season." It's like, okay, and thankfully Straczynski had dangling storylines to go to. Honestly, I would say that Straczynski, like any great writer, has his hits and misses, but for the achievement of Babylon 5 alone, you got to give it up to him. I mean, truly, such a groundbreaking show.
Yeah.
And I mean, I loved Jerry. Was it Jerry? The two. It was the guy who's the killer in the future.
Security Troop.
No, Jerry. Oh. Yeah, but I was thinking of Londo and Jakar,
Londo and Jakar.
the actors,
Peter Jurassic.
and Andreas, the Greek guy, and then the other guy, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Peter Jurassic.
The other Mike.
Peter Jurassic. Thank you very much, Mike. Yes.
Oh, it's
they were
Peter
amazing.
Jurassic.
They were amazing on that show. And that episode where they're stuck in the elevator and Jakar is just mocking Londo, and Londo thinks they're going to die and everything. Yeah. That and the thing about Londo that sucked was that stupid hairdo. Yeah. See, for me, it was always like a real barrier to initially get into it. But then people are like, it's really well written. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, you kind of got to like hold your nose through the first season because that's kind of hit and miss. A little boring.
Well, and then you have the power struggle between Jakar and Peter Jurassic's character all through the series.
Yes, Londo. No, and then like Jakar starts off like a total jerk, and by the end he's one of the most noble characters.
Correct.
And Londo's a buffoon, and then becomes a very tragic character by the end of the series. And that's the thing. The writing is so amazing, and it was great to ask Straczynski. As Mike and Wayne know, the first guy that played the captain on the show, Michael O'Hare, had serious like schizophrenic issues that were discovered during the show, and he really had bad panic attacks and would disappear, and it was really bad, and he just could not continue to do a weekly series. So they brought Bruce Boxleitner in from, of course, Scarecrow and Mrs. King and A Million Westerns and other things, and he became the new commander of the station. And the show, like, he's funny and he just had a great personality for a ship captain and a much more rounded one. And so he took over the story. And I asked Straczynski, I'm like, that's a big shift because Michael O'Hare's character is a very pivotal character for the overarching story without spoiling. As is the same with Mr. Captain Sinclair. But it was really interesting hearing him talk about. He's like, I kind of had trapdoors for every character that if they left the series, I had ideas of who could replace them and stuff as far as a character. So that's kind of
Walter
cool.
Koenig was really great as
Bester.
head of the telepaths.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Psy-Corps. Yep.
Mhm.
Very devious. And I mean, he's much more prouder of what he was able to do with Bester on screen than the little bit that they let him do being Chekhov, nuclear vessels.
Yeah, Bester was such a great villain, and he had such depth of character. There was a great series of books about the rise of the Psy-Corps and the rise of Bester that were amazing. And
Peter David wrote an awesome story that was before the end of the series, or rather the end of the story, but after the events of like the last episodes of the series.
Yeah, it was another trilogy of books.
Yeah, about Sinclair and Mira Furlan's character Delenn, their kid growing up.
Yep.
And being influenced by aliens. Really good stuff.
It was a great series. Babylon 5 had a lot of great tie-in books. There was also another series of books that were like 9 or 10 books that weren't just those two trilogies we just talked about, and they were all in canon, which was really cool.
Yep. And it was Straczynski. Neil Gaiman wrote one episode, but then Peter David and Harlan Ellison were like the only writers of the series.
Right. But I'm talking about the novels.
Oh no, I realize that, but I'm just saying like another reason why it's such a pedigree sci-fi show is 3 of the greatest sci-fi writers, 98% of it written by, or 99 by Straczynski, and you split that 1% on each episode of Neil Gaiman, Harlan Ellison, who helped at the beginning as a creative consultant, and Peter David. That's amazing.
Mike, have you taken any of the suggestions that John has made concerning like the Comic-Con panels into account?
Have I ever? I don't think I've ever actually suggested panels. Have I?
No, not the suggestion of how to present the panels, because you had some issues with the Comic-Con panels, John.
God, I don't. Wayne, honestly, I don't think I don't remember. Again, this is what I loved talking to people who listen to the podcast. It's like, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't remember that conversation. Hey, what? I'm like Reagan back in the 80s with Iran Contra. I don't remember. Oh, I don't know. No, I mean, feel free to like disclose if you want, Wayne. I don't think I said anything off the record.
No, I thought it was something you might have said concerning like the timing of the panels, that you couldn't access them. That was well, you were talking definitely about the Star Trek one.
Well, the Star Trek one, and it wasn't New York Comic Con or San Diego's fault, but the CBS algorithm yanked the panel off of San Diego's website because they're like, oh, you're showing content that's owned by CBS, and that was all literally machines. That had nothing to do with the physical people doing it, but it was just kind of oops. So yeah, I mean, is that what you meant, Wayne?
No, I think there was some other stuff too. I just can't remember exactly what you said.
I'm trying to, because well, I mean, first of all, the moderator, and I mean, he's a writer for Deadline. I mean, he's certainly a credible journalist. He had a really annoying voice though, and I was like, oh well, let's hear more about the Discovery. Is that going to be something new? And it's like
gigantic Jeff.
A little, kind of like it reminded me of Billy Crystal, like doing whatever. I bored Mike to tears, and now he's moving. But they, I mean, they were really, and again, I think it was more just CBS the way they did it. Like following week after San Diego, they announced Discovery's start date, and it's just like, well, why didn't you put that on the Comic-Con panel? Maybe they didn't know when they shot it. I don't know how far in advance they should have, but like the only announcement of news was Star Trek Prodigy, the Nickelodeon show, being named. So Wayne has gone dark.
No, I'm looking for the hilarious House of Frightenstein.
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Wayne, I have a question for you.
Nice. Look at that over by there. There's a Starfire. We got Starfire and Donna Troy and Mike. That's the other Mike,
Okay,
and he's
I'm going
wearing
to go
a
dark
shirt.
again. I just have to send something to Franco.
Oh crap! Don't send me stuff. I don't want it.
Oh man,
I actually
how come I'm not blacking out so I can pull a hit?
I actually
Man.
realized I have Babylon 5 books right behind me, but they're actually buried under like 5 different boxes. I was trying to put them out, and then it didn't work.
They're out of print. Del Rey was the publisher
Del Rey.
because I really missed that. I wanted to reread the Peter David one that I was talking about, and it cost me like $20 to get a used book of it and everything.
Yeah, and there was a very rare book club edition of both the Psychor trilogy and the Peter David trilogy.
Oh, that's cool. I used to love books like that.
Yeah, I used to
from
love
the Sci-Fi Club.
that stuff. Yeah, Sci-Fi Club is great. I got a lot of cool books from them.
Jimmy the Muscle gave me. It was very sweet, and it's well bound. It's Isaac Asimov collection of stories.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I know you'd like it, dude. I'm like, all right, thanks, man.
I'm looking at the picture you sent, Wayne.
Is it Canadian nudes? Are they shaved,
Yes.
Wayne?
Yes, they are.
Trying to figure
Hey,
out.
can we go to Windsor later, Wayne?
Beavers trimmed.
Can we go to Windsor and go to one of the strip clubs over there?
Oh,
I'm just gonna
jeez.
do it this way because it's easier. So
Oh,
Nice.
That looks cool.
I like it. Like it a lot.
it's got Wolfman in there.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Hilarious.
But it was great because they had Vincent Price doing narration in between the skits.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, darkness falls across the land.
The midnight hour is close at hand.
Say, would you like to make some shrunken heads in the oven? Remember we used to do those, or Shrinky Dinks, or whatever he used to be.
Shrinky dink.
Vincent Price. Yes, Lipton's cup of soup. It's very scary.
Did you have
I
a
love
question,
Vincent
Scoot?
Price.
I
Danny
have a
Gold is
question.
great. Go ahead.
Yeah, Wayne, I've never been to Canada, so I'm wondering. It's true.
He's like Joe Buck in Midnight Cowboy. Go
They
on.
they got great maple syrup up there.
I've never been to Canada.
That's what I've heard, but I'm curious. How many Tony Paco's restaurants do you
Oh.
guys have in Canada?
That is a good question.
I believe the answer is none.
Whoa.
Wow.
The better question is,
Wow.
and in contrast to that, how many Tim Horton donuts do you
Oh,
Oh, like 58,000, right?
Oh, you mean within walking distance from
Exactly.
my house?
Yeah, like every 2 blocks, correct?
Between
Some
Tim
across the
Hortons
street
and
from each
Subways.
other. What's that?
Tim Hortons and Subways.
Oh, I didn't know about Subway. That's
oh my
funny.
God, Subways are on every corner.
Did Subway start in Canada?
I don't know if it started in Canada, but it's all over the place.
Well, apparently you can take those and it's easier to travel because you could teleport from Subway to Subway. That's why there's so many of them. And Starbucks. That's a little known
And
fact.
we have a Subway now in Ottawa.
Oh,
Cost
I
me
just
Wow.
realized this is an international show because he's Canadian.
You ought to
That's
have a Subway in Ottawa. You ought to have one. Ottawa.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. You know, like after 3 or 4 of those, time to it's Miller time. Time to light up a Lucky. How you doing, everybody? I'm gonna be Bing Crosby. Wait 1 second. It's time to light up a Lucky and feel a little happy about yourself as the sun goes down.
Big
Listen,
Cosby.
Is it low tar?
Big
Gotta be low tar, right?
Say, Bob Hope want to do a road movie with us? I tell you what, we'll put a little something in Dorothy Lamore's drink and it'll put her out, you see.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
You and Danny Kaye.
That's right. What is sisters? Sisters.
That's the song. That's awesome.
Sister, older sisters.
I love
Come
when
on,
Danny-
everybody.
I like when Danny Kaye's hitting him with the fan and clearly Crosby cracks up. And that's like totally like spontaneous Crosby laughing at Danny Kaye. But mentioning Danny Kaye and Bill Cosby, did you hear that, Gilbert, where they had the guy who used to write the Cosby Show?
Oh yeah.
They had
And he had-
Danny Kaye had a spin-off show. Or a pilot, like he was on.
Maybe it
the
was a
Cosby
backdoor
Show.
pilot. Maybe
Yeah.
it was a backdoor pilot. I don't know.
I'll
But
give
when
you
he
a
played the
backdoor
dentist,
pilot.
yeah, he played the dentist,
Right.
and apparently he was like the biggest jerk and the biggest pain in the ass like guest star they ever had. Demanded a ton of money, just nothing but horror stories. And frankly, as Skoke knows, because we both listen to Gilbert Gottfried, there's like dozens of old celebrities they'll have on who used, like Bernie Capel, Doc from the Love Boat, was a sidekick on the Danny Kaye variety show.
I just
and
saw
he-
him yesterday in an episode of That Girl.
Oh yeah, Bernie. Yes, exactly. He was the boy. He was Don's best friend.
Mhm.
But he said that like Danny Kaye would stop sketches, and if a second banana got a joke, Danny Kaye's like, no, I should get the joke, and it was just like the biggest asshole in the world.
Wow.
Danny Kaye.
Jeez.
Go figure, from UNICEF to asshole.
Well, I like Danny Kaye. Not anymore now.
Oh,
Wow.
I believe me, I still love his movies. His movies are hilarious. Court Jester. Court Jester's a great movie.
The pestle with the pistol.
The
vessel with the pencil.
the flagon with the dragon has the brew. That is true.
True. Yeah.
Oh.
Classic.
Now I want to see Cosby and Sean Connery doing the Sisters song together. That'd be good.
Sisters.
Sisters, sisters, they will never such sisters. They start whacking each other with the feathers.
When a gentleman arrived from Rome, she wore the dress and I stayed home, you see. Classic. Vera Ellen, the other hottie in that. But man, George Clooney's aunt I mean, God bless her, great singer, Rosemary Clooney, and got a little chunky, God bless her, at the end of her life. But that's okay. Who am I saying? Right there from the big and tall section. Let me. Hey, me and my kids have an opinion on George Clooney's aunt. But back then, 1950s George Clooney aunt, Babala Boomski, she's hot.
How's the bike riding?
Thank
John?
you. What did he say?
How's the bike riding?
Dude, I swear I gotta buy shoulder pads. I keep falling down. I swear to God, I'm like Artie Johnson on Laughing, although it's not a tricycle. I'm on my bike, and when I stop, it's like, and I fall. And I've totally like scraped my arms and stuff. I got to get pads. And I was talking to Celia about it today. He's like, "Hey, like you wear a helmet, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Seriously, be careful." And he's right. I mean, no, I remember being in college when I could ride a bike well, flying over the handlebars like Pee Wee does in Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and massively cut under my chin. I needed stitches. I broke my right hand. It was horrible.
Nice.
Did
you lose your earbuds as well?
No, you know something? I'm so paranoid. I don't wear my earbuds when I'm biking. I want to hear everything that's going on.
Well, speaking of biking and talking to the three people that are watching right now, if anybody has any recommendations for a stationary bike, I need one. So I need to buy one online. So send me the recommendations in the comments. It'd be great. Thanks.
Well, again, based on the fact that I also dropped out for a second here, I think I'm gonna have to save that exercise bike money and get a new laptop because I'm having some internet issues and I don't want them to happen during mainframe.
Yeah, you got to fix that.
I know. Well, I'm gonna I went tonight to the store before we started, and we had the big storm blow through Chicago, and it's interesting the places that did have damage and the ones that didn't. As we take a look at Wayne's secret headquarters. Meanwhile, in stately Wayne Manor. But anyway, yeah. So I would have gone to the computer store, but it was closed.
Shirt, really, Wayne?
What? Sorry.
Really, Wayne? A Fan Expo shirt?
Good for you.
Well, what are we watching?
We're doing show and tell.
Oh,
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
What's in the box here? It's a little too
What's in the
reflective.
box?
is it black?
Pull it out, Wayne. Pull it
It's
out.
actual Book of the Dead.
Does it core a apple?
Oh,
wow,
that's
is
fun.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm doing a live unboxing on this
Is that the Necronomicon to see?
That's cool.
Wow.
It's a cool face.
Looks like my fifth grade teacher.
Oh, it's
Nice.
a sketchbook.
Oh,
that looks
wow.
awesome.
It's pretty cool, man.
That's really cool.
So you got all
Creature.
Walking Dead drawings in there? That's weird.
You know, there's a guy on
It
There's
is.
a guy on Etsy that recreates specifically movie props, but they're all books from movies, like the book that's in The Ninth Gate. Like, not obvious stuff. It's really interesting, the stuff he did. And he also made an Under the Hood Watchmen book. That's right, water. It's darn good. Oh, what is it? Oh, there. Oh, dear.
Hello. Hello there.
my.
My friends.
Where's R2?
Yes,
I'm a droid. That's what they call me. A droid.
My friends who I just met before I die. I still hate that stupid movie. God. I got Disney Plus. I don't think I've ever watched even Force Awakens, that I like probably the most of the three sequels. I don't think I've ever watched them on Disney Plus.
Mario?
Anakin.
The painting is by Gray Morrow.
Oh wow!
That's a print though. That's not original, is it?
That's an original.
Wow.
Are you serious? Jesus Christ,
what-
Wayne, that's amazing.
And what's your home address?
Canada.
Is that naked? Is that
Canada.
supposed to be naked Kathy Kane on the bed, or is that naked Catwoman on the bed?
Naked Catwoman.
God damn!
Ah.
We can't show stuff like that. Come on, Wayne.
Catwoman.
boy.
I don't know what
Did
you
you have
guys
that?
do. I don't know what you guys do up there in Canada, but we can't show naked women on this show.
All the good bits are covered.
Did you have that commissioned that when Gray was alive, or is that something that you bought?
The shirt, he probably got it at Fan Expo.
Yeah, I
Rub
got
it
this at
in,
Fan Expo.
Franco.
Answer.
No, I picked it up from another art collector.
Wow.
There was a company called First Team Press. They were doing a bunch of lithographs. They did Gray Morrow Daredevil, Jim Lee, Punisher Wolverine,
Punisher Wolverine. They did
Yeah.
Charles Vess Spider-Man. I have the I have
Bob
the
Kane
Charles Vess
Batman.
Yeah.
They did the three Superman, Perez,
Swan,
Swan, and
Kelsey Lopez.
yep.
I have those. Yeah.
Wow.
So this was another one that they commissioned for Gray to do, and it just never got published.
Wow.
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 $10,000.
Because she was naked.
Or
Sure,
actually,
you know what? If the border opened, you want it for 10,000, I will drive it down to you for 10,000.
you're hilarious. Well, God, if I had the money to burn, I absolutely would buy it from you.
The air freshener.
Well, that's good and that's reassuring. And I don't know how many years ago you picked that up.
Oh, years.
Okay, because honestly, that's like all the stuff I have in my wall.
Mhm.
I think easily could go for starting at $300, and literally every piece I have, I spent less than $100 when I bought them 15 years ago.
$100.
It was about
Oh yeah, I didn't.
15,000 for this. I'd
Yes,
say.
yes. Say,
Roughly.
how much for that Jeff Goldblum? Pillow?
Put it up in front of your face.
$100.
Mike.
$100. Oh, yeah.
Apartments.com.
I like you. Oh, hello, Wayne.
Hello.
I told you, these in Earth girls are easy.
And
With,
Jeff Goldblum is cool dude.
I like vibes with him and Cyndi Lauper, you see.
Mario. I
That's
can't
the
find
movie
it.
I was thinking of.
Another one.
Vibes. That's it.
They showed it 2 Fridays or 3 Fridays ago on Turner Classic Movies. They have because they have late Friday nights, like after 2 a.m. New York time, at least. They do TCM Underground, and they totally do just schlocky 80s movies, whether they're just straight up comedies or gross horror movies like Night of the Creeps. Night of the Creeps.
They
I
did
enjoyed that
Eraserhead.
movie quite much. I'm Werner Herzog. Perhaps
Little
this
creeps.
Mandalorian will be useful to us.
The grizzly bear killed him. From
Exactly.
Grizzly Man. He did the narration.
If I were to order grilled cheese, would I be able to get Gouda melted on it instead?
He played a surgeon in Rick and Morty.
Of course he did.
No, it was a great episode. It was
No,
one
I'm
of the,
I'm saying, of course, what are you talking about, man? The guy is cool enough that he's like, oh, this Mandalorian sounds like fun.
No, he wanted to be on Rick and Morty.
That's awesome. That's like Clooney on South Park back in the day.
Yeah.
What Grizzly Man, was that documentary about a guy who lived with bears and then one of
Yeah.
them ate him?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't live with them. He just he followed them around, and then they attacked him.
They got pissed for following him around.
Yeah.
Stop following me. They told him like every episode, stop following me.
So how quickly did the Tiger King craze come and go? When's the last time you heard anybody say anything?
Did
I
you watch
watched
it?
it. I watched it again today. I watch it every day.
I never watched it.
The
I
Last
didn't
Dance
either.
came, and it washed it away.
Yeah, The Last Dance. I'm still watching that. I'm on episode 8 of Last Dance.
Oh, Jordan wins.
Yeah, spoiler.
I got you back. I got you
6
back for all
times.
those other ones.
6 times.
I just love how like Jordan, like somebody's like, yeah, Mike, good game. Oh, I'm going to win the next 18 games in a row and destroy your career. Like the things that motivate Jordan to just.
I love the little digs like, hey Jordan, we won. Yeah.
And
Jerry
then
Krause.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm going to score 78 points in the first half.
Right. He said hello to me. Screw that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
There was one from the one we watched last night. It was like, he didn't come and say hello to me at the restaurant.
Right.
We destroyed him. We're going to destroy him the next game.
I love that.
I like Jerry Krause dancing in the bus. That was good.
Very interesting story.
Good
Oh
stuff.
man. All right,
Warts
guys.
and all.
Well, I think we've had enough fun with the Canadians for tonight.
All right, we could be done.
We were gonna tell ghost stories, but we'll do that next time.
Oh, son of a gun! Oh, came so close.
Yeah, I know.
Especially with
Yeah.
Wayne
Keep
teasing
asking.
with the Frankenstein show or whatever the hell it was called.
Hilarious
Wolfman.
House of Frankenstein.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Wayne. Great seeing you, man. Be well.
Great scene. Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for
Don't
coming
be a
on.
stranger.
It was
Special
weird because
guest.
nobody
Yeah.
invited you and you just showed up, so that was weird.
I don't know how that
I know.
happened. That's interesting.
Well,
He
I
hacked
am
through.
retired and I know how to use the internet.
I was going to say Canadian hacker.
There you go.
Exactly. Which my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies. Canadian hacker. Well, I believe John Candy. That was his last movie, right? Canadian hacker.
Yeah, Robert Redford was supposed to be in that.
Too expensive.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen was too fat.
Yep.
Stallone, of course, too Italian.
Tony Danza to Tony.
Exactly. Insisted on being called Tony. Can he be Canadian, Tony? Is that possible?
Why? I read the script, and first of all, I'm not named Tony, and second of all, every sentence ends in "eh." I don't know why.
Yeah, there's Italians in Canada. Come on, Tony. It's great. It's simple. Tony Rosado. He went nuts. He was on SCTV. True story.
It was awesome. All right. Well, thanks for listening and or watching. Thanks for all the Canadians that dropped by. Thanks, Wayne.
Wayne,
Appreciate it.
next
Thanks,
time,
Wayne.
Thanks, guys.
next time we see you, you should be wearing a C2E2 t-shirt, okay?
I don't have one.
Oh,
Oh.
He got you.
You guys
Sorry,
didn't want to
Wayne.
give me one.
I hope you enjoyed your last appearance on the Oh Yeah.
That's
Wow.
okay.
Come on, Wayne. Say it. Say it.
Say what?
It's
Yeah.
the end of the program.
Come
Oh, yes,
on.
yes. Oh, I love poutine very much, Lois.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I love Tony very much, Tony.
I ain't gonna say pink. I love
Yeah,
orange
that's
very
right.
much, Lois.
Only say it, Tony. Canyonero.
I'll say it. I like Pink very much, Lois.
I like Wolfman very much, Lois.
Ooh.
I like pink very much, Tony.
Okay, bye-bye.
The federal house.
Johnny was still talking.
That's all right. I don't mind.
To hell with him.
Change my picture.
How come Tony's not in this thing?
How come Jamie Farr's not in it?